There we go. It says we're going live, so hopefully I'll be up there in a second. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Welcome. And now I'm reminded that I didn't switch the view over here, so hang on, let me do that. I have to make myself a checklist. This is just crazy. Okay, that's part of the deal. And it should catch up over on YouTube. All right, you guys. So I've got, I think about a dozen people over on, 15 now. 15 people over on YouTube that I'm going to be talking to, answering their questions, or on Zoom rather, that I'll talk to and get their questions. So I'm a little frazzled. It was a very long Brooklyn day yesterday. So I have to catch my breath. So how about I'll catch my breath and we'll together, let's just do a little opening and invite our guides in and start us off with the right energy. So take a couple of deep breaths. Oh, there is a lot of swirling, noisy energy out there right now. And for this time that we're together, let's put all that aside, not focus on it, push it out with our love, our light, our energy, and our intention, along with all of our teams who are going to assist us today. Let's keep it outside of our boundary as we gather together here. And somebody on Zoom needs to mute for me because I'm hearing your cabinet doors. Okay, sorry. So teams, come on in. We need you right now. This is a pivotal time in our lives, in our history. We need all of your love, your support, your guidance. Please be with us now and always, as we know you are, but we're just asking anyway. Thank you for that. Thank you for the extreme love and care that you give to us, even down to the minutest little thing that we need help with. Thank you for all of you being here, making this space, focusing your energy in this time, because as we do that, the energy bubble expands around us, and then our intentions are more powerful as they're sent with the group to the world, to soothe, to smooth, to calm, to bring peace and love to all, because that is our intention. That is who we are as light workers. We are ready. We are able. We are willing. We are here. We have all shown up to be a part of the great cosmic transformation of ourselves and the earth. So let that be our truth as we move forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now let's get going on Zoom, you guys. So, Julie Ann, if you want to unmute yourself, I'm going to bring you up. Oh, gosh, you know, that really helpful thing that happens. As soon as you unmute yourself, you disappear, so I can't find you to bring you forward. There you are. Okay, are you there, Julianne? You're not unmuting, so all right, I'm gonna take you back off. We'll come back around to you. You probably had to step away for a moment. So that brings us to, where are you? Sorry, you guys, if this part is boring. I just have to scroll across this little strip at the top of my screen to find people. Pamela, you are coming up. So you just have to unmute yourself and tell me your question, Pamela Ann.
Okay, can you hear me?
I hear you. Hey, how are you?
Okay, so yesterday I was on the way to the hospital for an eye procedure when we looked up in the sky, saw the most brilliant rainbow in the middle of nowhere. We're on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Saw it. If it was message sent, it was certainly message received. Where did that come from? Who sent that beautiful inspiration to me at that moment when I needed it most?
Okay. So for Pamela, Pamela Ann, the beautiful rainbow that came at just the most opportune moment. Was that a message just for her? Indeed, it was. But of course, others had shared and enjoyed it with you. And is there a particular message you want to share with her about that rainbow? Oh, baby, no matter how dark those skies look, the rainbow is always there waiting to come out. And it's when you shift your perception and you allow that visual to come through, that you feel it, that you experience it, that you have those life-changing, lifting moments. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
you're in that moment of tenseness and a little stress
Yeah.
about your procedure. And it was, they just parted the clouds, brought the rainbow to say,
Oh,
hey, we got you, baby. You're okay. We love you.
wonderful.
Keep your
Wonderful.
eyes up.
Whew. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Okay, so do I mute myself now?
Yeah, go ahead if you would. That would be really helpful. Okay, adventurer, unmute yourself and come on up.
Yes, I was wondering what my guides have to say about my spiritual practice and what advice they have for me.
Okay, so for adventurer, anything you want to share, excuse me, about his spiritual practice? They're saying, anything that you want to do with that regard is just fine by them. Hunky dory. Don't stress about the little details. Stay in the flow. Go with what feels good to you. If there's something that catches your attention, that intrigues you, that you want to try, that you haven't tried before, go do that. It's them nudging you. That's why you're feeling that way. So go explore it, because there are so many depths yet for you to explore. You've just scratched the surface, which is wonderful and beautiful, and they're excited and happy about that, but they're encouraging you to dive deeper. There's so much more. And what was the second part of your question?
And what advice do they have?
Okay. I think that was the advice. So anything else you want to share with adventurer about his spiritual journey? Yeah, lift your eyes up. Let that beautiful sun light your countenance as you move forward in faith, love, trust, and belief that all of your dreams really can come true, despite anything that anyone is telling you or that you're seeing around you in the world. They've got you. Love is the most powerful force in the multiverse. Nothing trumps love. You've got this. Just keep moving forward. And as you keep your eyes up rather than focusing down, you will see the potentialities and the opportunities that are cast before you in the future. All of those beautiful, delicious, yummy breadcrumbs just waiting for you like a banquet to choose the most delicious, to savor, and then to move on to the next and the next. And that is how life goes. That's the beautiful flow of life.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to them and everybody present and you, Deborah. Thank you.
For being here. You're welcome. Okay. All righty, Kat, come on up.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, so at first I was just going to say I'm just open to receive whatever is meant for me at this time. But there's a specific one that I'm reaching out to my guides about, and it's about my marriage. So I'm just open to receive whatever they want to say on that matter.
Okay. And that's always good when you get that little inkling that maybe I should ask for something specific. Yes, please do. This is the opportunity. Absolutely. Great. So for Kat, what would you like to share with her about her marriage? I'm seeing patches of clouds and then patches of sunshine. So it's like any relationship, it's got its ups and downs. So is this a relationship for the long term that she is wise to commit and stay with? Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling there's this really strong backbone that you might not always be aware of. Sometimes in the daily tug and pull and chaos, we lose track of that solid backbone that we have that is so important that not all relationships have. Yours has got that.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing you now, you're in this little car, like on a train, like, at a fair, or like at a fair, so the little car's going along the track of the backbone. You're traveling along that solid backbone of your relationship, and there's no end in sight. It's solid, it's there. Trust and flow. When you hit a little bump once in a while, because now I see the little car hits a bump and jumps as it goes over the bump and keeps moving, that is normal. If it was always flowing smooth, there would be something wrong, because life is full of those little bumps. That's part of how we expand as souls. We need those challenges to lift us up and move us forward. But know that underneath of all of that, you have that solid backbone.
Okay. Thank you. That helps a lot. Thank you so much.
So, is that it?
And I guess the finances, because I feel like that's what's kind of like the little bump we're dealing with right now, and it's kind of made us bump heads. Any advice on the finances for our family?
Yeah, I see the two of you holding hands, linking arms, levitating. You're rising up above whatever that bump is. It's just a momentary thing. Together, you find a solution, because there's a real teamwork energy about your relationship that I'm feeling. So it's not one or the other running off and deciding. It's that teamwork. It's the partnership. It's a really, really solid partnership. So as long as you stay in that partnership mode and there's the give and take, it's fine. No worries.
That's phenomenal. That's everything. I feel so much more relaxed now.
Awesome.
Thank you.
It was great to see you again.
Great
Bye.
to see you too. Bye.
Okay, Melinda, you are up.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to see what guidance that my team could offer me for my upcoming birthday month, November.
Okay. So for Melinda, what birthday guidance do you have for her? I'm hearing that song. I don't know the title of it, but it starts out about soul sister, soul sister. Oh gosh, it was on the tip of my tongue who it was. The Sister Sledge, maybe? Anyway, do you know that song, the Soul Sister song? Okay. Does that mean something to you? All right. So are you saying this is about her family? Not about family. So is it about relationships that she currently has? So friends? So in your circle of acquaintances and friends, because it's not just friends, it's expanding, supporting one another, leaning into that. It doesn't feel like you are recognizing and taking advantage of that support system that you've got out there. And sometimes you feel like you're kind of alone. You're trudging up this hill and it's really hard all by yourself, but you're not. You've got that network. However, because you're such a giver, they may not know that you need unless you let them know, you ask them for help. So it's about you reaching out and taking that help and give yourself that birthday present to shift into allowing others to help you. Moreover, asking for help when you need it. Because when you do that, you give them a gift, the opportunity of feeling good about helping you. Make
That's
sense?
so fun. Yes, because I've told other people that I need to take my own advice.
Happens all the time.
Exactly.
You'll
Thank
be
you so
sharing
much.
advice with somebody and you get this little voice saying, hey, that'd be a good idea if you did it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Doing that will make such a tremendous difference for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And what a great time to start your birthday month.
Yes.
A new leaf, a new chapter.
Reset.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And you look beautiful. I don't know what you did special today, but you really look great.
Thank you.
Not that you don't always, but special something today.
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Pam K, come on up.
Yeah, I have a specific question, but was just wondering if, first off, if the guides had something they wanted to tell me or direct advice, anything.
Okay. So for Pam K, anything that you want to share with her? I'm feeling space expansiveness. So are you saying she doesn't have enough of that? No. Space and expansiveness. So what about it? Are you feeling crowded? Yeah, because it's like, that's an illusion. They're saying, because they're not saying no to that other question I asked them. I'm just feeling that space and expansiveness all around you, but it's like you're not seeing it. For some reason, it's almost like you're covering your eyes. You're not seeing that you have all of that space that you can expand into, but it really is there. There's nothing holding you back but your own limiting beliefs. Let them go. It's not true. Wherever you want to expand, space will be made for you. That's what your angels will do. They're out there like the curling angels, you know, cleaning up the ice. They're cleaning up the path, making the space for you. So never think that that's limited, because you are limitless. There's far more out there for you to expand into than you can imagine.
Or it could also mean that I have a very large house now. It's very expansive, but I've cluttered it up. And now I'm trying to reclaim that space so I can sell the house, which is my question.
Okay.
Would it be in my highest good I'm getting my real estate license now, so I'll be a new agent to sell it as myself, or co-sell it with an experienced agent and split the commission?
Okay. So for the sale of Pam's house, is it an optimal choice for her to act as her own real estate agent? No. If you want to get it done, get the help, get it done, move forward, and you'll have other commissions coming in the future. So if expediency is important to you, get the help.
Do they see that I should rush the process and try to get it listed by this spring, or I can wait and do it next fall?
Okay, so timing on the sale of the house, would spring be an optimal time to list? No. Sooner than spring? I'm feeling like it's not that you have to rush, but don't be holding back, because as you said, you've got this big house, you're wanting to move it, you've got all the clutter, and that's keeping you anchored. The sooner you deal with that, the sooner you can move on with your life. It's holding you in that spot and not allowing you to expand.
Okay.
So as soon as you feel, no rush, flow with it,
okay.
But even sooner than April would be good. You know, maybe you just get help to clear it.
Yeah.
And see how you feel there.
Yeah, and there's so much repairs and stuff to do and finish renovation that it's a scary prospect by April. Like because I've got other things going on in my life too, and kids. So
yeah, but here's the thing. You are limiting yourself thinking, oh, I have to do the repairs and renovation before I list it. Maybe that's not true. So let's ask that question. Is it necessary to do the renovation and repairs before listing the house? No. No, because if you ask your angels to bring the right buyer, they won't care about those things. Sure, maybe you'll get less for it, but you'll get unloaded sooner so you can move on, which is valuable in itself. But that's your choice.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's pop around. Let's see. Did Julianne come back? Julianne, are you back?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, one second.
Great to see you.
Yeah, thanks. I'll pop up onto the Zoom in just a second. Here we go. Perfect. Thanks. Sorry about that. I had to switch cars. So my question is about my job transition as my throat's closing as I talk about it. And guidance that are in the records for me with this job transition, and any additional trainings I should take. There's a lot of AI stuff going on. Not sure if I should just use the tools for AI, or maybe learn about them and really kind of take that path on doing that more as my job. So I've been connected to a lot of AI stuff and programming recently, but not trainings. Mm-hmm. So curious if like the AI or the Excel and you know, and I've also had not hesitation, but haven't really reached out, like you just were sharing with somebody else about their network. And I have a large network, and I haven't really reached out as much as I should to the network. So would love for what you have about all that.
Sure. Just as an aside, ask yourself, why are you not reaching out? Because you've mentioned to me several times about this network, which is really fabulous. People would love to have that. So why are you not reaching out? That's a good question for you to do a little work on.
Yeah.
Okay. So for Julianne, what can you tell us about this big job search that she is on? Would it be an optimal choice for her to maybe take some classes and learn more about AI to facilitate the job search? No, AI is not a part of what you're doing.
Okay, good to know.
Curious, and you want to delve into it for your own self, because it's good to know what's going on out there and be versed in the language, but not for your specific job. Okay, so what else can you tell her? Is November the optimal time for her to start sending out resumes? Yeah, November feels really good. And the attitude of gratitude that November brings is a really wonderful energy to weave through that job search. It's almost like you're surfing on it.
Okay. And I already am sending resumes out, so that process is already underway.
Awesome.
It's just a matter of, as you're sharing, I haven't tapped the full network. I've only tapped like a little bit of it. And a part of me is just also acknowledging that I'm in this transition, I think is hard. And that I haven't like secured a job yet, as some people would think since I left in August, I should already have a job, and I don't. So I think part of that is like the judgment or like the sense of like failure.
Yeah, that's none of their business. You're on your own journey, and don't let that stuff come in. Their path is different from your path. Your path is different from their path.
Yeah.
You do you.
Yeah.
Because if there's something that's causing you to drag your feet a little bit,
yeah.
that's an opportunity for some introspection. Is there some fear there? Because let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm feeling fear in my solar plexus.
Right.
What is the fear? Because it's something new. It's a big change. You were somewhere else for quite a long time.
I was,
so pull up the roots, start brand new, making new friends, new connections.
Yeah.
That's big and that's scary.
Yeah.
But you've done it before. You can do it again. You know you're perfectly capable of doing it.
Yeah.
It's like the dive into that icy mountain lake. When you first jump into that water, oh my God, that feels horrible.
Yeah. Right.
Kind of like starting a new job, right?
Yeah.
But you know, once you do it, once you take the leap and you jump in, you start warming up, you get comfortable, and then life moves forward.
Very cool. Thank you. And can I add something that's I guess it's the side job that I have. I volunteered at my church last Friday, and somebody suggested 3 local mediums to check out. So I looked up their stuff, and I looked it up in the next morning. And then here, one of them who's booked 5 years out actually has an event tonight, which I think has extra tickets because the Phillies are playing. But I was like, whoa, all her events are sold out and there's extra tickets. I was like, I should go. And I saw a venue that she does some of her readings at, and I decided to I had the gumption. So I haven't reached out as much to my network, about other stuff, but I decided to reach out to this organization, the center, and said, hey, I'm looking for a job right now. So I'm not looking to do this right now, but would love to have the opportunity when the time is right to talk to you about me potentially giving readings. I had my whole blurb about who I am and what all the different gifts I have. Would love to be considered to do readings at your center at a future date. So it wasn't immediate or anything. The owner of the center wrote me back within an hour and said she could meet with me before October 27th. So I don't know if she's traveling or whatever. And I'm meeting with her tomorrow at 9 a.m. for coffee. And she's going to get a free session and see if I could be a fit for her clients. And I'm going into it thinking like, I'm going to be a great fit. And if the timing's not right, I feel that I'll get some good feedback on how I could be in the future. Like, so if it's not now, like, what else could I change? So it was like, oh, here's another teacher. Here's another opportunity. So cool. Yeah.
That's
so
exciting.
It's interesting that, my regular 9-to-5 job that I'm seeking and on the path to getting, I'm slowly getting there and having that trepidation and fear of failure and acknowledgement and reach out to my network. It was so fun. And my guy just came in and said, you just had 2 great calls this week. What are you talking about? I appreciate that. And thank you for hearing and sharing and for everyone holding space. Thank you.
Yeah. And just consider, what if that ended up being a match and you could do that instead of getting that other job? Because you've been trying to manifest that for how long? This could be it.
I know.
It
So cool.
feels really good. So whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's something to be grateful about, to celebrate.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing you really get out, put on your dancing boots and dance and celebrate it, because you want to
Yeah.
elevate that energy to get
Oh,
more
yeah.
coming in.
It is. It's
Keep that
beautiful.
train going.
Yeah. Yeah. And so fun. I could timely share this with you today before the meeting tomorrow.
Yes. Congratulations. It's so awesome.
Thanks, Deb. Thank you all.
Bye. Okay, now we have, let's see, Susan, come on up. Susan W.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you
I
for
need you to
doing
turn your
this.
camera on so I can see you, Susan.
I know it's 8 o'clock and the I'm
Can't.
not
If you're
ready
going to be
for it.
on Zoom, that's the deal I made with people. You want to come on Zoom with me, you got to turn your camera on. I need to see you so I can give you the best information, the best reading.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm not ready for that. So we'll skip it and I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, well, come on to the YouTube side, because you can ask questions over there without being seen. That's why I have
Okay.
2 options.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, where did you go? Gary, I'm looking for you. There you are. So unmute yourself, Gary, and come on up.
Hello, Deborah.
Hey.
Nice to see you. And thank you for everything that you do. Return us. Oh, anyway, I have a couple issues or questions. You probably recall a couple conversations we had, if you have a good memory.
Mhm.
And it has to do with, my son, who I lost in a hit and run a year and a half ago. He was only a week shy of his 32nd birthday, and we were very close. And since this happened, I've been trying to elevate my spirituality, I should say, and I've done several things. I listened to some very spiritual people. I was at Monroe Institute with the medium and so forth. I've done a number of different things. But I'm trying to get to the point where I could go out of body, hoping to meet with him. So one question would be, will I be able to achieve that in my lifetime? And my second issue, I guess, is once I do pass, my goal, I'd love to be with him for eternity. I wonder if that's something that would be possible in the afterlife. So those are
You're asking about going out of body to connect with your son.
Yes.
Now, I know we've talked about you doing the connecting with guides meditation. Have you successfully seen him when you did that?
No, I did that a while back, and no, I've not. Matter of fact, my meditations are relatively unsuccessful. I imagine it has to do with this blockage I have. A lot of the feelings, some of which are guilt and so forth, and so that's kind of my take on that. But where I can't, get to a higher level, higher plane.
Yeah, so I'm getting a visual of him. He's on the other side of the door. He's knocking on the door. Dad, let me in. He's trying to connect and you're blocking, as you know you're blocking. So let that go. There's no guilt, Gary. When he passed, it was his time. There was nothing you could have done or changed that would have made a difference. He might have died a different way, but he still would have gone. It was his time. So you beating yourself up, first of all, it's not good for you. Second of all, it's not good for him. You're distracted. You're moving
I'm
forward
learning that too.
journey, right? So if you could,
Pardon me?
you are distracting him from attending to his spiritual journey while you're pulling, because that's like pulling threads, pulling him back.
Yes.
Don't do that. Let that go. That's not helping either one of you. And that keeps you blocked. So he is talking to you and you are going to see him. You're going to see anybody you want when you cross over. That's just the deal. No doubts about that. I don't know why you doubt that, because we've talked about
I do believe that. Of course, I don't know.
No,
but I
you
believe
don't believe it because you keep asking. If you
no. The difference is whether it's going to be a brief meeting or eternal.
What do
That's
you
my
want?
eternal.
Here's the thing, when you cross over, you have a different agenda as a soul than you do as a being, a human being, right?
Yes.
So you'll connect with whoever you want to connect with, then you'll split off and you'll attend to other soul activities that are on your agenda. Then you'll come back around and you'll visit them again. See, the thing is, there's no limitation. You can have as much or as little as you want. And when you can do that, you tend to want less of it because you do have other things that are important to do. Does that make sense? It's like when he was here, you didn't spend every minute together. You were both living your lives.
Well, sure.
So for you, it's let him go. Don't keep pulling him back. That's not good for him, and it's definitely not good for you. When you stop doing that, you'll let go of that block that's preventing you from feeling, hearing, seeing him when you do the meditation. He's seeing you. He's there. Now, when you do it, if you could just sit there and do it like a daydream, imagine that he's there. Build that visual, whatever you want it to be. And it will be real because he will be participating. He will feel the invitation.
I'm actually trying to do that. I'm trying to build that visual.
Stop trying and just do it. You can dream. You can daydream all day if you want to. You have that ability. You've done it, right? So why would it be different with him? Are you afraid he's going to say something that might be uncomfortable?
Not at all.
Okay. So what is the fear that you feel in the pit of your stomach that's keeping you from opening the door and letting him in?
I really have no fear that I'm aware of. I mean, maybe something subconsciously, but I have no, I mean,
I'm giving you that assignment. I want you to take that assignment for the next month. Now, don't worry and stress about it, but just keep it there. Plant the seed. If I were to say, what was the fear that was keeping me from opening the door? What might it be? And whatever comes through, let it come through.
Okay.
That's how you discover what it's all about. But he's there. He's waiting for you to catch up.
Okay.
But meanwhile, the other thing that I'm getting from him is, Gary, please don't put your life on hold because he's not here. Don't feel any guilt about living your life fully because he can experience it vicariously through you when you're out there having a wonderful time. Know that he'll be there with you. You're not alone.
Okay. Let me ask you one more thing. What's that?
Don't deny yourself that experience of having him with you.
Okay. Let me ask you one more thing, different thing. Last time I spoke to you 3 weeks ago, I asked you about some money I was expecting, some funds to come in. You said it wouldn't be in the 2 weeks. Well, it looks like that has there's two sources. That's one of them's in process. So I was wondering about the second one. There's another source I'm waiting for to hit me.
Okay. So for that secondary source of money that Gary is waiting on, is it highly likely it will come through soon? All right. So what is soon? Is it within the month of October? Yeah. So by the end of the month, he should have the second source.
Oh.
Right now, it's on schedule for sometime before the end of the month, probably closer to the end.
That'd be great. Okay.
That could change, but that's the timeline right now.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Thank you once again.
You're welcome.
Weekend. Okay.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. And by the way, you guys who are on Zoom, after I've taken your question, if you want to, you can pop off and join the YouTube. You don't have to stay. I don't know if you knew that or not, so we'll just go through that. Okay, Caroline, it looks like you popped off, so if you come back in, I will come back around to you. Ishika, there you are. Hey there, it's great to finally see your face.
Hi. So actually, I've been, I started tapping along with some YouTube videos.
Wonderful.
On making my own script now. Actually, after my knee injury, a few months later, I also started experiencing some lower back pain, which is usually common along with knee injuries. So I just wanted to ask if you could see if it has any spiritual cause or it's like an entirely physical thing.
The back or the knee or both?
back.
The back. Okay. So for Ashika, is it Ashika? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Ashika.
So for Ashika, the lower back pain, is that a fourth dimensional issue? Is it something spiritual? Okay. So is it getting her attention? Is that what it's about? Getting your attention. Okay. So for what? What's behind it? Oh, it's so funny. I'm seeing like, Tinkerbell in Peter Pan. So little fairies like Tinkerbell, like pinpricks in your back. So why? What is that about? Is that healing? You're doing so, oh, that's so cool. So if you could visualize this, it might speed the healing. So it's like there's a group of little fairies. So how many are there? Five. So look up the symbolism of five. That's important. It's 5 little fairies in various colored outfits with little pinpricks at your back. And it's some kind of healing that they're doing on you. Did you ask for something like that?
Yeah, you had spoken about asking my angels to like send healing my way. And that's something I do like multiple times a day now. Yeah. So that's not a physical thing.
I'm getting that it's not. Would it be wise for her to have it checked allopathically? It doesn't hurt to get it checked, but it's about them getting your attention. Could be both. So whenever you have a pain like that, it's always wise, to rule out at least.
Yeah. So like if in the moment, like if especially training legs for my knee, like would that be okay? Like if I continue doing that, because sometimes I get scared to like train my legs because it affects the back a little bit here and there. So would it be okay for me to continue with my proper rehab for my knees?
The rehab for the knees? Is the rehab for the knees causing back problems? No. It's not even feeling like they're related. It's like this is something separate.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, they feel, I almost feel like a crunch of a bone snapping and disconnecting. It's like they're just not connected. It's something entirely different.
Okay, that's a good thing to know. Also, with the EFT script I've been preparing right now, I have my therapist who I'm also talking to. So there's a script I have come up with. I've not fully come up with it, but would she be helpful in coming up with a good script? Like, I just wanted to know because I'm trying to be very wise with how I come up with the script.
For the tapping?
Yeah, for the tapping.
So you want your therapist to help you with a script?
Yeah, like would she be helpful for that?
Okay, so the therapist, would it be a wise idea to ask the therapist for help with the tapping script? Sure, you can, but it's not necessary. Because you feel in your solar plexus, what do you feel you want to say? It really doesn't matter. In fact, I've been tapping now for more than 20 years. I don't do it a lot, but when I need it, I use it. And instead of worrying about a script, I just tap on healing blood and energy flowing freely through my body. That's it.
All right.
Now that covers everything.
Now that I've started tapping, are you getting any timeline on the recovery of my knees now? Because last month when I asked about it, there was no timeline that was coming through.
Okay, so let's ask about that. So for Ashika's knee, is it one or both?
It's prominently in my left knee. After I injured that, I do feel a little bit on my right knee, but I don't think there's a injury there.
So for the knee issue with Ashika, can you give us a timeline when, with the tapping and the therapy, that she might experience healing? When might that be mostly complete? Is that in the year 2023 that it will be? Yeah, okay, so December? November. All right, so first half of November, second half of November. So by the end of November, you're saying that it's highly likely that her knee will be mostly healed, mostly or completely healed by the end of November. Yeah. So completely? The possibility right now exists with what you're doing, as long as you continue on this path, it's there for you to be healed by the end of November.
I've been working really hard on it. Don't
work so hard though. Take that out of your vocabulary. You want to be flow. Because when you're working hard, there's some resistance. You
That's
want to
true.
be flowing with it, allowing it to unveil, unfold.
Yeah. Okay, I've been working consistently on it. Thank you so much. That's
You're
all I have.
welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for being here. Okay, Jack, you are up.
Cool. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Great
Hey,
to see
hey,
you.
how's it going?
Great. What's up?
Cool. Okay. Oh, by the way, I recently became a Reiki master last week.
Congratulations. Exciting.
Yeah. So I just started another project, learn how to read the Akashic record, right? And I've been doing that for almost a week, and I don't think there's any progress. So my question here is,
Jack, Akashic Records accomplishing in a week? That's asking a lot. It's massive. Give yourself
Okay.
time. Cut yourself
Right.
some slack. Gosh, you are a taskmaster.
Anyway, so my question is, when can I just learn how to, when can I access the Akashic record on my own? Or do I have to wait till I open my third eye?
No, you can do it right now. You've probably already done it and aren't even aware. It's
Okay.
intention. Use the prayer, ask, and they're open. Then it's just a matter of practicing, getting in, getting information. You're developing a language with your records. How will they communicate with you? Because it's different for everybody. So now this is really going into your intuition, feeling your way through. Do you see things? Do you feel things? Do you hear things? How does it show up for you? Allow it all to unfold, knowing that all of that can be possible. Nothing to do with your third eye. Don't worry
Okay.
about that so much. You're worrying that and blocking.
Uh-huh.
You want to flow. You tend to be a little obsessive. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Relax. Let that go. People
Okay.
study for years to learn to read the records. So you
Okay.
go in, expect a lot, accept a little. Whatever you get, be in gratitude for it. And the next time you go back, you allow it to expand. Over time, it expands and expands.
Okay. I do feel hot sometimes at my third eye when I try to do this, right?
But you see, when you're focused so much on that, you're putting limitations on yourself. Let it be whatever it is.
Okay.
You know, when I went in the beginning, they would spin these wild stories for me, and it was like going to the movies. A lot of Disney movies too. Fun, delightful, weird characters showing up, telling a story, sharing a lesson.
Okay.
That could be for you if you allow it. Just go with no expectations. Have
Right,
fun.
right.
Take your angel's hands and say, let's have an adventure and see what
Okay.
they show you.
Mhm.
Don't limit them.
Okay. But I gotta ask you this, okay? I know I asked you twice, okay? So when can I open my third eye?
Okay. So, can you tell Jack when his third eye might open? Is there a timeline? No, it's in flux because you're blocking it. You got to relax and allow it to flow.
Okay. Huh.
It's feeling like it's partially open already, but you know how when you get pink eye and your eyes kind of stuck together and it's like pussy? It's
Okay.
like that. It's trying to open, but you're worrying it so much it can't relax and heal and open.
Okay, so basically, like by trying to open it, it kind of blocking it.
Because it's resistance, it's force. Can't force those things. You flow with it.
Gotcha.
You might make it your mantra. I am so happy and grateful that my third eye is open. And feel good about it. Have a little party. Keep moving forward with that as your mantra. That's all you got to do.
Okay.
You see the difference in the energy there?
Yes.
You're allowing it to do its own process to open in its own time and not lashing it saying, damn you, open already. It's a big difference.
Yeah, I sometimes do that, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I just go with the flow then.
Yes, always. With everything.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. Let us know.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye. Rachel, you're up.
Can you hear me?
Now I do. It's very light, very quiet.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just gonna keep it general until you said make it specific, but I do want to
You
ask.
don't have to make it specific. It's up to you, but you sometimes get better information if you're specific.
And I do, because something just came up, but I do want to start with just, what's on the mind, what's on the guidance and my path.
Okay,
Anything
so
that
any
comes up.
guidance you want to share with Rachel today? I'm seeing like this tomato red. It's really interesting. So are you talking about the root chakra? Does she need to be more grounded? Is that what that's about? No. Healing in the root chakra. Okay. So is that a fourth dimensional issue? Present life? Okay. So are you aware of not feeling grounded? Like you're almost afraid to put down roots?
That's a really interesting one. Because, I just, yeah, it's interesting because just today I had a conversation about, is this going to be my home for a long time or not? And it just doesn't feel like it, but I don't know. Really don't. So yeah, that has
Do you
to
ever
do.
do any grounding exercises?
Not really.
So, okay, here's what's coming up. So you do a little grounding exercise where and you could grab one of mine if you don't know one, but it's like you see that column of white light coming into your crown chakra, flowing through your body, coming out your root chakra and the bottoms of your feet, anchoring you into the earth. Now, you're perceiving that as trapped. That's not what it is at all. You can still move freely. You can do anything you want. Those things will go with you. What it's doing is it's giving you a solid foundation from which to build your life. You've got the wrong idea about what it means to be grounded, and that creates fear. You don't want to be trapped.
Yeah, true.
It's not being trapped. It's giving you stability so that you've got greater freedom.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
So it's just
And
a
that's
misunderstanding.
all I wanted. Yeah.
When you shift that and you allow yourself to be grounded, have the stability, you've got a better foundation from which to build your new life.
How is this grounding helping though? I do that exercise, by the way.
It's
yeah.
energetic. It's connecting you to Creator and to Gaia. You're between the two of them. So it's giving you that solid foundation to build on.
All right. That's interesting. Which brings me to just a couple of optimal questions. Maybe related or not, I don't know, but just an hour ago, I received this message from somebody who I was gonna dog sit for. And I don't know, just a few chats. And suddenly she's like, you know what? We're gonna look for something else and we're not, and I don't know, and I didn't reply. And I'm just feeling so rejected.
Mm-hmm. Because you're telling yourself a story that it's about you. It's not. It's about them.
Trying not to.
Yeah. Well, that's what you've got to play, that little mind shifting game with yourself.
I do that all the
time.
Let
go. Yeah, absolutely. Because you teach it. You know this.
Yeah.
Let it go. What good does it do to you to tell yourself a sad story or a bad story? No, you weave it and you write the story the way you want it to be. Oh, maybe they just maybe somebody else came up that they already knew. Who knows why? It doesn't matter why. Let's write the story this way. There's a better opportunity for you that your angels know about that you would not have been able to take if you had dog sat for those people. So they've just cleared the space for you to do something better.
So just reply, it's okay, thank you, and that's it. Yeah, be neutral.
No worries. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Done. Move on. But if you tell yourself and believe that this opened the door for a different opportunity, a better opportunity, you're going to feel better about it. Your energy is going to shift. Yeah. And then you are allowing that space for the better thing to come in.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying, but I needed those words. Yeah. That's very helpful. Yeah. Sometimes I tell other people all the time, but
it's hard to see it for yourself. Yeah.
Which brings me to the optimal question. Is it optimal for me to search for more house and dog sits in the next 6 months?
Okay. So in the next 6 months, is it an optimal choice for Rachel to pursue house sitting and dog sitting? Sure. If you want to, absolutely. Yeah. Just don't
What
get so
about-
emotionally invested in it.
Yeah.
It either happens or it doesn't. It's not a life-breaking thing, you know, it's
Yeah. Okay.
those are
And
just
then
things you pass along the way like you're on a train ride. Oh, there it is. I saw it. I'm moving on. No more
was
effect
a-
on you than that.
I was also thinking about doing some more restaurant or coffee shops, kind of work. It's almost like I've done a few, and I'm wondering, like, is it optimal to search a few more? But then
Do you
it might be
enjoy
too
it?
much. I do, but only if it's a few hours. And when they suddenly ask me for 3 days, then I'm overwhelmed because it's too much and I don't have time.
Then don't do it. You are totally in charge of this. If it feels good and only for this limit, you are setting the boundaries. I want to do it, but under these circumstances, otherwise I
That's
don't
what
do
I
it.
did.
Yeah,
That's what I did. But then
that's
in
you
one
being
week-
the authority.
But then in 1 week they needed me, and then now for 2 weeks they don't, and then again I feel like, oh no, I have nothing. So I'm never satisfied.
Yeah, there's more about relaxing and accepting where you're at because this is what you've created. And if you want something different, you create something different.
Okay. The final optimal one is I'm thinking about buying some accessories related to YouTube. Is it optimal? Is it gonna help me or not?
I'm having trouble hearing you. Buying what?
Accessories, equipment.
Accessories. Okay. So is it an optimal choice to purchase accessories at this time for Rachel? If you want it, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, you're holding back. You're not wanting to take the authority in your life to be the sovereign soul. It's like you want permission from somebody. You don't need permission from anybody. You choose what you want. And if it doesn't work out, then you make a different choice. None of these things are life-shattering choices.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's you, again, it comes back to more play, Rachel. Lighten up. Stop being so serious about everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, then it makes every decision like this massive boulder that if it falls, it's going to crack the ground in front of you, as opposed to a little bouncy ball that you dropped because I don't want that anymore.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna sit with that.
Yeah. Just lighten up with all of it. Let it flow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye. Marie, come on up. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Deborah. Nice to see you again.
Likewise.
Last time we spoke about this this idea that I have my art practice and my healing practice, and the recommendation that came through that for now it's a good idea to keep both alive. And I can see how that worked well for me. I don't remember last time we spoke, but it's probably been 2 or 3 months.
Mhm.
And now what's coming up is, as you know, I'm one of those investigator archetypes, and I'm always learning. I'm always taking on more and more courses. And the last one I took on was called the Havening Techniques certification. And I love it, but the homework is huge. I have to have 32 case studies, and writing them up has been challenging. And I seem to be a little bit resistant in just getting it done. So I've submitted like 5, and then I've done many sessions, but I haven't put them together. And it just seems disorderly because I'm juggling these 2 very busy practices. And this is sort of like the thing that's hanging out the window kind of thing. And it just, so the question is it reasonable for me to just plow through this and do it even if it doesn't excite me greatly? I would hate to have to give up my certification if it's not the right thing. And So that's where I'm at, and I'm having a hard time answering that question myself.
Mhm. So is there a timeline to doing the sort of
Yes, it's already been extended for me by a year, and we have a year at first. And then my trainer has been extremely tolerant and generous and extended it out further. And I think that on all of those extensions, I have about 6 months left, maybe at that. So it's
But you
coming up.
know, with your gift, when somebody puts a deadline on you, you want to fight against it because you don't like deadlines.
Yeah.
So you get into resistance in it, and you know that resistance is not a good place to be. So
That's
how
right.
can you spin this story to get yourself out of that little rut? Tell yourself a different story. That's the part you've got to struggle with. But let's ask the question. So for Marie, is it an optimal choice for her to finish these case studies and get certified? Yes. Okay. So there's some part of you that's committed to that and wants to finish it and will feel good about doing it.
Yeah.
Now it's a matter of untangling those tangled threads, work through it one piece at a time, bite-sized chunks, because you know once you start doing it, you'll build momentum and you'll get through it.
Yes.
It's take the
Which
break
is
off already. Because that's
it's
silly.
what?
Take the break off already. The break, you know, you're accelerating and you're braking at the same time. And oh my gosh, that's an awful place to be. Feels bad, burns up your energy, et cetera, et cetera. So schedule small chunks of time. Just chip away at it. You can
Yeah, that
want to, and you know you're going to feel so good when you finish.
yeah, I think so. And so what I'm hearing you say is that since this is available to me, it's possible if I stop putting the brakes on, that the healing practice is still going to be ever so present for me, even though my art practice as an artist is, I feel like, taking off, and that is where my excitement is going these days. And this is why I'm here in front of you asking you that question, because I have this calling to, express myself with my art, and yet I still feel very attached, and that with the healing practice, and it is still meaningful to me.
Okay, so it's just a matter of adjusting your schedule and your priorities. You want to do more art, you want to do less healing. What's the problem? Change your schedule. Have fewer days dedicated to one thing, more for the other. Or maybe that extra time that you've just now carved out for yourself is when you get those case studies done. Zip through them, get them off your back, because you're just in this tug of war with yourself. And I have to ask you, why are you torturing yourself? Because the thing is, with these case studies, you've told me you had it extended 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
And every time you extend it, you've extended the torture.
Yes, I have. Very, very well put.
You have created that situation of flagellating yourself. Stop.
Yes. Why am I doing that? No, I mean, I've even done havening on this very subject to be able to heal that resistance.
Yeah, but you can't heal it. It's part of your soul schematic. It's knowing that and saying, oh, right, it trips me up every time. I have to remember that's how I'm wired, and I have to create workarounds for myself.
So
I have
it's that
for myself.
So it's all really very prescriptive by just making it like little chunks at a time. I even find myself resisting that. Like I'll say to myself, today I'll just do one case study, write it up and send it. And I resist it. It's really odd.
I know this intimately because I deal with it myself. It's hell. But the thing is, the more we know that that's what it is, and we confront it, make different choices. Because here's the thing, I schedule this thing every 3rd Saturday. I wake up in the morning and it's like, crap, I don't want to do this. I want to sleep in. But I know that if I push myself and do it anyway, I'm going to love it. And I'm going to meet all these wonderful people. It's going to be exciting. And then I have more material to share with the world. All these revelations that come out. There's the payoff. So as the independent entrepreneur.
Yes.
Sometimes we have to force ourselves to do it, even though that would be contrary to everything we think about what we teach, right? But because of how we're wired, that resistant little side of us, we have to know that and push ourselves through it because the payoff is worth it.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes, thank you for
and really grasping it. You are now in control of it.
Yeah, so it's just what's that?
It won't have you by the throat anymore. Control it.
Yes. So very, very easy. Just schedule it in and stick to the plan.
It's self-discipline, knowing that you're going to be so glad you did it, because then you don't have it hanging over your head like a guillotine, because that feels crappy too. So you're building up this big pile of crap that feels worse and worse and worse.
Yes.
So it's just,
and by the way, I did it last year with my NLP certification. I started it and it was painful and it was a torture, and I was able to get it, and I, as you say, the reward was there and it felt so sweet. But why did I have to, it's almost as if like the horses are pulling me through mud instead of like getting onto the horse and riding the horse. So thank you. It's actually painful to hear the answer and painful to talk about it because it's so silly.
I know. And it should be easy, but it's not. It's part of how we're wired. So it's knowing that gives you such power, because now you make choices. And remember the other thing, the independent entrepreneur is wired to make a choice and take fast action. When they don't take fast action, they get stuck in the mud. So if you're going to commit to something, then you make sure you have cleared the decks so that you can get in there and do it fast. You could have had that thing done the first 6 months.
Yes.
If you've known that and honored that about yourself. So as you move forward, when you take on projects, know that I'm only going to do this if I will commit to myself and I will push through and get it done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to flounder. It's going to feel crappy. It's going to be one more thing on your pile.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. I needed to hear that so much. Thank you. And I would imagine that that is exactly what my guides are saying. It's not just coming from you, right?
Yeah, it's always filtered through. And for other independent entrepreneurs who will hear this conversation, it will be helpful too, because it's part of our lifelong struggle. But that's what the journey is about, becoming more of an expert on yourself, using that for empowerment. This is huge. When you get a handle on this, it's going to massively change your life.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad that I came today and talked about it.
Yeah.
And I will stop the torture.
Please.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's see. Sydney, come on up.
Yay, hi.
How are you?
I apologize if I asked for a question several times. For some reason, my Zoom information is in Spanish today. So I don't know.
I'm not reading the comments anyway. I'm just waiting for you to tell me.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you. So
balance both.
Fantastic. My specific thing is my home. I have too many possessions for my home. And I have a lot of talents and probably ADHD. So I keep going in all these different directions and I need to stop, right? Because it's not productive.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating to me. I want to be in a third career. I don't want to do the effort to be in a third career. I just want somebody to come towards me and say, come be this for me. So my apartment, I keep moving things around and right now it's completely chaotic. So I need just guidance and support about, I'm ready to get rid of like most of my art supplies and books and everything. And maybe that's the time to do it. So I'm just needing support in like how to get grounded and go forward in life in general.
So the art supplies, Are you getting rid of excess or everything?
Well, I have a lot of what's happening is there's a lot of potential hanging around me, right? Potentially I could be sewing, potentially I could be painting, potentially I could be doing silk screen. All this stuff is around. So it's and I have a lot of books and everything. So it's distracting, like how do I build expertise or go in a direction? Especially if I want to go in corporate, I think I want to go in corporate. I need to be spending time learning computer programs or whatever. So
did you listen to the conversation I just had with Marie?
I was half listening, so I'm going to have to re-listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're an independent entrepreneur, right?
Yeah. And I'm tired. I don't want to be doing that anymore. I want to coast like a lot. I want to be in a place where I can honor everything and I want to coast. I don't want to keep generating clients. And I listened to a seminar about being a death doula because it interested me.
Let's just pause though, because this is the conundrum for the independent entrepreneur. You're a professional student. You keep learning more and more and more. You're collecting all this stuff. Yeah. Meanwhile, you are spinning and not taking action on any of it. So go through it all. What is the one thing that you want to do out of all that? Go take some action on that thing. Let the others just sit there and percolate. You can come back to them later. You've got to move forward on something. Until you take action, you're going to feel bad because you're stuck spinning in the mud.
That's true.
Now, all of those things that you have there, you have to go through and evaluate. Is it likely that I will ever do the silk screening?
Yeah.
And if you think, if I had to choose between all of these, that would be the one that would fall away, then get it out of there. If you change your mind later, you can do it again. But you got to slim down the choices. This for you is the big challenge. Until you grapple that and get in control of it, you're going to be surrounded by all these choices, spinning your wheels, not doing anything. It's taking the action that is so life-changing for the independent entrepreneur. This is our big pitfall, is what we battle. So for me, one thing that I did to change up was I made a rule for myself. I am not taking any more courses. No more until I've dealt with the ones I've got. And I'm probably never going to deal with the ones I've got, which means I'm not taking any more courses. And those emails that come in that you've been subscribed to these lists for maybe years and years and years, you never read them. But you don't want to get rid of them because, they've got some good information. I might want to go. This week I made the decision, no, that clutter is really making me nuts. I can't manage my inbox. I'm missing messages from all of you guys because it's flooded. I unsubscribed from a whole bunch that I've been on for years that I didn't want to lose touch. Because the truth is, if I ever want to go back, I can resubscribe.
Right.
I'm not reading them anyway. And that junk is excess energy piling up, burying me. So this is really our Waterloo. We have to conquer it.
Yeah.
It changes everything. And then once you do it, you start to feel lighter and it's like, well, that was really good. And I've got space now and I can do something. Then you tackle another one. Keep weeding it out for yourself.
Right.
Give it away, donate it,
I donate. Yeah, I'm good at donating. There's some things I want to try and sell, but so I guess I'm really stuck because I move stuff around and I do have too many things. And for some reason, when in the process of reorganizing them, things have come out and it's not clear how it needs to go back. So, which is unusual for me. And it could be just that I'm just tired doing, I used to, I'm notorious for moving. So I haven't moved this year, but I moved the stuff inside my house so much. It's as if I've moved, I've like touched everything. And it's no small feat. There's a lot here. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of art supplies. So I guess what's the guidance from spirit? Like how to begin? Maybe it's beginning with a vacation and then coming back to it. I don't know.
Well, that sounds good. So for Sydney, would it be an optimal choice to get away from it all for a little bit and then come back clear-headed? Yeah, you need the space. And if you go to somebody else's space, it's not going to be cluttered with all your stuff.
Right.
You've got that space. You can sit there and think. And while you're there, talk to your angels, ask them to help you get clarity on what is the most optimal direction to go. Put out all your choices.
Yeah.
Go through them one by one, feel them. What really excites you? Because sometimes when you've got so many choices, it's like you become numb and you can't distinguish which one is most exciting. When you get to that place, that's when you bring out the big question. You say, okay, if I knew I only had 3 months to live, what would I really want to spend my time doing?
That's not a good question for me. I don't care right now. I'm so tired.
Well, that's why you need the break. So take the
yeah,
break,
I really don't care.
come back with a fresh perspective. And if you can't decide, flip a coin and pick something. Deal with that one thing, process it. You will feel the space it creates. It will make such a difference because for you, taking action, getting the energy flowing, that's vital. When you do that, then you get more clarity, which breeds more action because it feels good.
Yeah. And I understand that when there's visual clutter in my house, it's a reflection of internal chaos. So it's a catch-22. It's like, if I could get rid of that, the visual clutter, it would be helpful. But yeah, to have the energy to do it. So the other question is this still the optimal place for me to live right now? Because there's some issues here.
So for Sydney, is her present apartment an optimal choice to stay? No decision on that. It's kind of in flux. It's going to depend on some of the action that you take, because some of those actions could change that. So take the action. Let's ask that again next month and see what shifts for you in the interim.
Okay.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
Until you make choices, those future choices are just not clear.
Right. And that's my thing right now. I'm just stuck because I could be happy in numerous careers. I just want to be busy and have a rhythm that I'm not in charge of. You know, I don't want to create. Yeah. I'm just tired of, I'm grateful for my practice and working with my clients, but I'm done with it. You know, I'm ready to be creative or be busy in some other way.
Having made that choice, I'm done with it. Then take all the stuff that's associated with that and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Make that commitment to yourself and carry it through. That will help. That'll create a space.
Okay. There's not a lot from the massage. Well, the healing. Okay. All right. Yes. Start somewhere. Okay.
Yeah. You open that space, and now when you move around, there's a little more space for the good energy to flow in and around.
Yeah.
Which will inspire you.
Yeah. Make space.
One step at a time, though. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself that you've got to do it all at once, because then you won't do anything.
You know, but I have to do something because I created chaos in the effort of reconfiguring. It's now out, and I'm like,
excuse me.
I needed to go back.
You did, but don't overwhelm yourself and try to do it all at once, like I said, or you won't do anything. So it's one piece at a time. It's like they say, you've got to eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Oh God. Okay.
Otherwise you choke.
Okay. Thank you.
You can do this.
Okay. Thanks.
It's part of your soul journey.
Ugh, I'm tired of it right now.
But this will help you feel better. You're tired because there's no energy. There's no room for the energy to come in to revive you.
Okay. Got it.
So take that break, come back, clear a space, and
yeah.
Right. You can breathe. You've got a little more space, and then that feels good. So make some more space and keep going.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Elena, come on up. Not unmuted yet. There you go.
Okay. For some reason, my silly tablet is acting weird today.
Lots of weird energy out there.
Yeah, it is. I tried to do my computer and it wouldn't let the video show, so I had to switch to my tablet, and then this even looks weird. So anyway, I've been I know we talked about a little bit last week, and I've been asking my guides all week long for more information about what I saw and heard during the eclipse last week, and I have gotten nowhere. So I want to ask them, for one, because to me it felt like a very huge expansion experience with the, you know, the colors that I saw, and what do you call them, hieroglyphs. I don't know if they were Egyptian or Incan, because they looked very similar. But then I also want to ask them, what the heck do they mean when they say my business is going to turn more toward mysticism instead of the shamanism? And is it going to be combined? But what the heck do they mean when they say mysticism? Because I'm not getting much information on that.
I'm getting the picture of Lucy holding the football for Charlie Brown and then pulling it. So let's see what that's all about. So for Elena, can you enlighten her, excuse me, about this shamanism, mysticism message? What is that all about? Are you saying that she's going to move away from shamanism? They are? Oh, I was expecting a no, but I'm getting a yes. So you're saying release the shamanism work she's been doing all of her life? I don't understand this. Okay, is this 100% true? So moving into mysticism rather than shamanism is an optimal choice for Elena. All right, then you got to tell us what that means.
Yeah.
It's more expansive. Oh, the shamanism has limited you. It's like it's a box. Shamanism is a box. Mysticism is not a box. You
So
can't.
what is mysticism?
It's more of the spiritual journey. It's so much of it's unknown, right? I don't know, look up the definition of the word mysticism, but it's like, it feels like it's swirling, unknown, unexpected adventures. This is taking you from that limited little box of shamanism, because, you know, there are a dime a dozen these days. Whether they're real or not is a whole other thing, but you're mixed in with that box. It doesn't let you stand out. And really, it's not about labels anyway. Why would you want to label yourself? You're on this spiritual journey and you're helping other people on the spiritual journey. So it's you stepping out of the box, being open to the next step. And they're going to, now I'm seeing Pepe Le Pew in that old cartoon. You remember when he would levitate and follow behind the cat? Yeah. I'm seeing you like that. They're going to lead you like Pepe Le Pew to whatever it is. You don't have to know what it is today. It's unfolding, and that's exciting. So each piece that you get, you add that to your quiver. You've got another bow in your quiver, right? You're collecting these tools. You are going to be creating as you go, piece at a time. And you will work with those people who are 1 or 2 steps behind you, who are also wanting to learn these things, but they don't know where to start. They don't have the same tools that you do. Now, does that mean you're going to give up everything you did with shamanism? No, because those are tools that you already have and that you know, but you're not going to be walking the path of shaman because that has limited you. That's a huge part of what's been going on for a long time.
So that's why that stagnation of not feeling like, because it was, I know it was something Serge and I talked about when he was still alive. And I think it's something we've talked about over the years of, you know, you're off your path when things don't line up.
Mm-hmm. When they're hard, they don't flow.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's, so this feeling that it has to do with the Egyptian and the Inca, because I've been in both lifetimes. I've been several lifetimes as a Egyptian, but the Inca is still in my blood today. So is that what those is that what those tiles were that I was looking at through the iridescent orange and red?
So the tiles that she was seeing, are they Egyptian or were they Egyptian? Were they also Inca? Egyptian. So the Inca was kind of like a, what do you call that thing that distracts you? That was a distraction. Anyway, it's Egyptian. So are you telling her focus is more on the Egyptian heritage? Yeah, that's going to be part of the mysticism that you're moving into. It's a different path. It's, there might be some similarities, but it is distinctly different. So what is she to do with all this? Don't worry about that right now. They will send you the next piece when it's time. Now it's you reconnoitering, figuring out what this means for you and what feels good, what you're going to move forward with next. You start taking that action, and then they're going to feed you the next piece. But you can't rush it. You know that. They're not going to give it to you until you're ready. But you won't be ready till you take the action. So maybe the action in the short term, this is what it's feeling like. Feel it now in my heart chakra. All of those things that you have created, get out there and put them on display, sell them, move that forward. In the doing of that, it's opening up space to get more clarity about what you might be doing next. Because if you're going to explore the Egyptian more, then it seems like what you create might be more in that line. It's going to change. That's part of the shifting away from, because you were shamanically inspired to create those pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so those have to be moved away.
Okay.
Get rid of them now, opening up the space for the new creations that will be coming in. The sooner the better.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of intense energy right now, which will boost you. So float on that. Let it help you carry you through.
Yeah, because they've been pushing me to really get the Etsy store up and running again, so that I can get the medicine bags and the chokers and all that stuff out there to sell them.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the designs I've seen visually in my head are more of the Egyptian style, like I used to wear when I was, who. So
that's limiting. That's old limited you, and you're not limited. That's the mysticism is calling you forward to expand. Because think of it like mist. You're expanding like the mist, and that will go where it goes, where the breeze carries it, into the nooks and crannies, exploring, finding itself, figuring out who and what it is.
And it's also exciting because it's more of a, I really don't know, because it's been so long in many lifetimes ago that I was in the mystery schools. I don't remember that. It's going to be fun trying to pull all those pieces back into this lifetime to see where it takes me.
And you need that excitement to carry you forward. Yeah.
Cool.
This is the new banquet they're serving you.
Is there anything else that they want me to know?
Anything else you want to share with Elena? They're giving you a big kick in the behind.
I know, I feel it.
It's like action, 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 action. How many times can they say it? And now one of them's coming up to you with a pitchfork. So if you don't get moving, you're going to feel that pitchfork.
I probably will. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's better than being thrown off a cliff, because that's what they did to get me to move the last time. So
yeah, well, they start gentle, but then they up the ante if you ignore them. So
yeah, they do. Yeah.
Sooner than later.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So Nancy, come on up.
Hi.
Hi.
So we've talked a few things. There's a few times, but I had so many changes and things going on in my life that I think I'd just like to ask for guidance for what they want me to know most importantly right now.
Okay. So what is the most important thing you want to share with Nancy today? Just be. There's been too much frenetic buzzing around, almost like busy for the sake of being busy. There's not enough stepping out of that chaos into the quiet, introspective space where you connect with your soul, not the ego, with the soul. Ask the soul what she wants. Let her step forward. She's being blocked by the ego, which is the normal way of being. That's not a criticism. That's just an observation. But it's more taking the time to listen to soul, Nancy. What does she want? And then coming together with ego in that communion to expand into the greater version of you. You've been being held back by who society told you that you were and who you thought you needed to be, and none of those are true. Who does
Okay.
your soul want to be?
Okay.
Now, have you done the meditation with ego, higher self, and soul to come into oneness?
I don't know, because if I did it, it's been a while. It would be, at least months.
It's in the book, the first book, Akasha Unleashed, the Missing Manual to You. So it's written in there, and there's a link for listening to the meditation so you can get both ways. That would be really good to help you move into that space.
Okay.
Because now in this time of spiritual expansion, we're all being called to do that, so that when we make choices in our daily life and the way that we function, it's from the soul perspective, because that's the higher perspective.
Okay. And okay, so more immediately, are they I think that I know the answer, but are they being very supportive of what the changes are I'm doing right now, or recommendations about that?
Anything you could share with Nancy about the changes that she's presently making? Is she on the right track? Yeah, it's good. But it's like there's a piece missing, and that's the soul. When you fill that in, you're going to get better clarity about the other choices. See, instead of soul soaring through life, having these expansion and wonderful experiences, you're being led around by ego, because that's the way we were all taught to be for so long. That's not how we need to or want to be in this new time. So you're just going through that transitory period right now, which is really wonderful. And it will be even better once you come into oneness. Does that make sense?
So, because I don't feel like I'm ignoring guidance, but it goes in and out how much I'm connecting with it too. So
yeah, it would be really great if you could do that meditation, because then you're having a powwow with your higher self and your ego. The three of you are coming to a compromise about who you are, what you want to do, and what you want to be. When you get ego on board with you instead of fighting with you, then soul can really soar.
Okay.
That's life-changing. And this is something Metatron's been beating the drum about recently, that we all need to do this now. We need to shift into that space so that we can be more effective.
Okay. So that was in the Akashic Unleashed. The first, I may or may not have that. Okay.
Yeah, it's all in there.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Danelle, where are you? I saw you a second ago. There you are. Come on up. Hi.
Can you see me? Okay, cool. Okay, so I have a question about I find that I'm quite a pessimist. And I really want to know where that comes from. Because I definitely understand the replacing the negative thoughts with the positive ones. And I do it all the time, but it's so common that amazing things are happening, but still my mind goes to the negative, right? So where is that coming from? Because if it is something that I can clear so I don't have to deal with it anymore, but I really need to understand why my mind just automatically, it's hope for the best but expect the worst.
Yeah, okay. So for Danelle, this whole pessimistic thing that she's now noticing in her life, is that a present life situation? It's a past life situation. So it's experience that she's had in past lives that has left her feeling pessimistic. So what can she do about it? They're saying it's a discipline. If you were to write down all the things that have worked out better than you thought they would, Would that list be longer than all the things that disappointed you?
100%.
Okay, so write it down. You need the evidence. When the evidence is staring you in the face, it's a little bit easier to shift your perspective and say, oh, well, it's not really true that I get disappointed so often. Everybody gets disappointed sometimes. But if you're doing more on the positive side than on the negative, that evidence in writing is very helpful. And then it's a matter of discipline. It's just, you've been doing it, but you need to do more of it. Keep doing it. And the evidence of success is going to help carry you through. But it's a process. It takes time. And there's also that feeling, I can feel in my heart chakra a little bit of fear, because I'm afraid to trust and believe it's really going to work out, because I don't want to be disappointed.
Okay.
But if you never take a chance, then you don't make progress. And you have taken a lot of chances in your life, and a lot of it's worked out.
Well, almost all of it. Yeah. Like, so that's the thing. That's why I don't understand. Because like, I definitely am like a firm believer, right? Like I've gotten to this point in my life where like, I'm like 100%. Yeah. So I just kind of wonder why always, like, when something comes up, it's like my mind automatically it goes to like the negative side of it instead of well, let's just don't create the problem. Let's see if there is going to be a problem first, and then we'll deal with it. But automatically it's like, is this going to be a problem, instead of just enjoying what's going on. And then, oh, if a problem arises, we'll just deal with it then. Right.
Yeah. And you know that, and you're working it. So the ding, ding, ding I just got is, Danielle, everybody's like that. Everybody, because that's the voice of ego coming in saying, it's not going to work out. You can't do that, or whatever other lies ego tells you. That's the voice of ego. We're all battling that. That's just what I was talking with Nancy about. So the more that you get that in control and you let soul be in charge, the less that will happen. But for all of us, ego is going to jump in and try and discourage us. So we now, from our place of a higher perspective and seeing all the successes we've had, work through it and say, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. And I'm going to go take a chance and do this and enjoy it. So it's like you're putting too high of a standard on yourself that you would never have those negative thoughts. It's perfectly normal.
I think it's not that having them, it's more of just like it always, like the first thing is, it always goes there.
Mm-hmm. That's ego.
Like first thing. Like, so you're saying to control that, write down all the.
Not control it. And here's where having the powwow helps.
Okay.
Because ego wants to have its say. So, okay, ego, what do you think? I heard you. But that's not true. And we know that if we really get down to the truth. And so this is what we're going to go do. It's just you making friends with ego so that it doesn't attack you all the time. That's what that whole meditation's about.
So why would your ego want bad things to happen?
It's not bad things. It's holding you back, keeping you safe. That's what ego thinks it's doing. Meanwhile, it's suppressing you, keeping you small, not letting you soar as your soul wants to soar. So that's why having that conversation with ego, saying, hey, there's some really exciting things that we can do that you would probably love if you would just give it a chance. And so you kind of cajole ego a little bit. Come on board with me. Let's take this journey and have fun together. When you do that, ego stops being such a PITA.
Okay.
It gets easier.
Okay.
So if you haven't done that meditation, you need to, or if you've done it, do it again until.
Wait, what is the meditation?
It's the powwow with ego, higher self, and soul.
Okay.
It's in the Akasha Unleashed book. I've mentioned it on multiple videos. I put links to the meditation on multiple videos. So it's out there, but if you can't find it, send me an email. I'll find it for you.
Yeah. No, I'll look for it. Okay. Yeah.
That's all it is. And you are not unique in that. Everybody has to go through that. That's part of our challenge in this particular lifetime, that we are all moving out of the egoic state of beingness into the soul-centered oneness state of being. That's our huge challenge in this lifetime.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
It's normal.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not worried about being normal. I'm definitely not normal. It's like, I'm not worried too worried about that. But my whole thing is like, I just want it to stop because all these amazing things are happening. And then like something will come up and I'm just like, why do I have to go there? You know, like, why does it always go there? So that's what I'll do. I'll just, I'll check out that meditation, you know, and just cause I really just want it to like, yeah, just stop going there, or like having that conversation when it does. And then maybe, like you said, it'll lighten up. So.
Well, or if it next time it happens, you could say, hey, ego, I hear you. I see you. I thank you for your input. Let's do
we're doing this.
Yeah.
We're going this way.
You don't have to give it any more importance than that. It's
Okay.
Ego had its say. Ego just wants to have its say.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. All right. Thanks.
See, it's far simpler than you thought it might be.
Yeah. I just was like, oh, is this a past life that I'm going to have to do some clearing on? Like what happened?
Yes, I did get a yes that it's past life, but it's past life for all of us. We've all been dealing with ego for many, many lifetimes because we're not ready to step into this new oneness state yet. So we're in 4D, we're coming into oneness as a being ourselves. It's a huge transition.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Denise, come on up. Are you there, Denise?
Mute. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you turn your camera?
Well, let's see. There's a picture of me at the top.
I see a picture, but I don't see you.
Is it start video? Oh,
there you
okay,
go.
Okay, now I'm getting the. Okay, I wasn't getting the commands before. Okay, thank you. Actually, your Gary, who spoke a while ago, and his questions were very similar to one of the reasons that I was calling. I did speak to you a few months ago about this because my son passed about the same time and the same age as Gary's, and I suddenly have the feeling that he's not around anymore. And I have other sources, you know, those signs that you see like Key West and Alaska, and they have all these different signs going and telling you how many miles to different places. Sometimes that's how I feel, Deborah, because I'm getting information from sources that overlap, and one of them says there's no way that he's still in the afterlife, that he would have reincarnated by now. So I guess that's my question for my heart, my spirit right now, which isn't feeling the greatest, but is whether or not my son has reincarnated after 2 years.
Okay. So Denise's son, what is his name?
Andrew.
Andrew. Has Denise's son Andrew reincarnated? No.
No?
2 years would be pretty fast.
Yeah.
Souls can take a lot longer than that because there's a lot of coordination that has to happen to go into the next lifetime. It's not a simple thing. It's very complicated.
Okay, then I just have to somehow figure out what's blocking me right now.
Okay, well, first, before we do that, there's something I want to address with you. You have this understanding. Even if he had reincarnated, he could still connect with you. That doesn't change anything. At the soul level, if you call to him, your souls can still connect. Doesn't matter if he's in a different body or not. That's always
that's what I hear from, I would say, most sources, but I hear from others that he wouldn't be thinking about this life here anymore.
Well, he probably isn't. However, you as his mother, you reach out to him in the spirit. He connects with you at the spirit level. That's still possible because our souls are not in only one place at a time. There's part of us that's always on the other side. There's part of us that's here. We're multitaskers. So because you have that heart connection with him, that never goes away. You can always reach out and connect with him. Doesn't matter. That's important for everybody to know. So who cares if they reincarnated or not?
that's the reassurance that I needed. It's just that I haven't. The last thing I heard from him, Deborah, was a bit remarkable. It was a psychic reading, and I totally trust the medium. And I was told I should stop studying and start practicing, or start getting into action with OBE of all things. And I thought, wow, I've heard that can take years, and I'm not young anymore. And my son's words were, "Don't be afraid, Mom, and you'll have a helper." So I didn't want to pursue that too hard if he had reincarnated. Are they mixed? Do they conflict, those two things I just said?
Well, your soul journey has nothing to do with his soul journey. Why would you hold yourself back from expanding your soul because he's gone? That's putting your life on hold until you rejoin him.
Because he said that he would be there, and that I would love it, and I wouldn't feel lonely anymore if I learned how to go into an OBE. But then I thought, well, if he's reincarnated, he wouldn't be able to do that, would he?
I'm getting he's not reincarnated, so that's not even an issue right now. So go.
All right, that's what. Okay.
But again, even if he had reincarnated, part of his soul is still on the other side that could still assist you. We're multitaskers. We can do that. We're not limited to just one thing. That's how we're expanding so rapidly. So don't hold yourself back for any other reason. You do what your soul is calling you to do, as long as it feels good, it's exciting.
Yeah,
do it. And then you'll connect with others.
He told me not to be afraid.
Well, you're putting so much focus on him. That's a lot of pressure on him. Let it go. It's about your journey. You're going to connect with others. There's going to be bigger energies out there to connect with. It's going to expand your world. That's what he's trying to help you do. Mom, don't stay in this little bubble waiting around for me. Live your life fully. Because if you don't, when you get to the other side, you're going to be kicking yourself. Oh my gosh, look at all the opportunities I squandered. And you don't want to do that. So live fully now. If you're drawn to it, do it.
And if I'm not drawn to it, it's not going to offend anybody on the other side who recommended it?
It's your choice. They can recommend anything they like. You are the sovereign soul. You choose what feels best for you. They never tell you what to do. They make suggestions, but you are the authority. You choose. Always remember that and hold on to it, because you can get way off track if you start thinking they're telling you what to do.
Yeah, I could see that.
If somebody's telling you,
I just thought it was
not your angels.
Okay. All right, good. I guess, and one thing that has me distracted is a physical thing, so I have to put this delicately. But can the spirits tell me, the spirit guides tell me, if I'm going to be needing some female surgery in the near future?
We can ask.
In order to live a better life.
Okay. So is it an optimal choice for Denise to have this surgery in the near future? Yes. If you feel good about it, it would be helpful.
Okay. But not necessary.
It's always your choice. You could choose a different path than surgery.
Okay.
You know, because doctors are very limited. They've been taught a certain way. They have television. They're not open to the many, many alternatives that are out there that might be a better answer for you. If there's something inside of you that's saying, no, this isn't right for me, then listen to that. That's your intuition. But if you're feeling like, oh, the doctor recommended it, it's probably a good idea. Great, I'll go do it. But you have to decide.
Okay. Oh, Deborah, thank you so much. And I want to compliment you on your energy, your 4-mile hikes that I read you had just done one day, 4 miles and 4 miles back. I don't know how you do that.
It's a round trip 4 miles. It's not 8 miles.
Okay. Well, I still think that's great. So yeah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your energy, and I'm so glad Gary was on, because I also have done a lot of not visiting the Monroe Institute because it's very expensive, but I read the 3 books in the trilogy by Robert Monroe, and that's that's where I could find a middle ground. Well, some souls try to reincarnate quickly, but others can't because there's a long line to come back here, because this is a popular place.
Yes.
So that's what I mean about there's so many stories, Deborah, not just that I believe, I don't think people make things up, but it just makes it hard to say, this is what makes me feel right. Because when I read them, they all feel right in their own way, because I'm pretty open-minded.
Well, we're coming to a time when there are a lot of voices out there. And remember, when I channel, when anybody channels, it's going through our own personal filters. So it might be slightly askew. It might be pure and true. You don't know. You, as the sovereign soul, need to take it like it's a big mangled ball of yarn, and you need to pull out the strands, sort it out, figure out what is true for you, what feels true to you that you believe. Because I heard this,
that's what we're not really accustomed to, isn't it, in our society? We're not accustomed to going by our intuition on things.
Yes, exactly. And we need to do that right now because there are so many false prophets. I'm hearing them. I'm working on an article about this. The things I hear some of them say that I know are just not true, totally not true. So I don't know who they're getting it from, but it's a different source. But
yeah, I would like
to listening and believing them. So it's up to each of us to be that sovereign soul, to sort it out and figure out what's true and go with that.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
You really helped. Bye-bye.
Leah, thank you. Come on up. Okay, you guys, we need to stop taking questions on the YouTube side, because we're going to go way longer than I wanted to go today. But I will be over with you guys shortly. I only have a couple more people left. Leah, are you there? Okay, I'm going to put you back, and I'm going to bring Adelina up, and hopefully you'll come back.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Deborah. So I've been having a feeling that something good is coming, that something good is about to manifest, maybe in about a couple of months or so. I don't know what it is, but energetically, I can feel something is coming. Maybe it's related to my work. I'm not sure, but anything that my guides would like to share with me, that will be really good. It would be wonderful.
The first thing that came through is you're feeling what it's like to be in the flow. When you're in the flow, there's this excited anticipation of the magical things that are coming into your life and how delicious, and you're excited about it. And you don't know, because it's until you turn the corner, you don't get to see it. But there's all this stuff that's coming. So that's what it feels like being in the flow. Enjoy it. That's the first thing. So what do you want to share with Adelina about this anticipation, excitement she's feeling? Is there something specific coming up that you can tell her about? If they told you, it wouldn't be a surprise.
Okay. So there is something.
There's always something. When you're in the flow, there's many things that are coming. That's the important lesson for you to get from this. This is what it feels like in the flow. When you don't feel this way, then you need to fix something. This is what you're aiming towards. This is the target, the goal. To be in this energy as often as you can.
Okay.
Because then more wonderful things come in. It's a banquet of wonderful things. And they don't know which you're going to choose. They're going to throw out all these options to you. You get to choose. That's why they can't say specifically.
Yeah.
You haven't got there yet.
See, it's strange how I feel, because on one hand, I feel like, oh, I feel this wonderful thing. It's coming close, and I feel it coming. And on the other hand, I feel, what if I make the wrong choice? And then that will bring me away from it.
Yeah, that's just ego trying to slow you down, trip you up. No thanks, ego, not playing that game today. Whatever it is, when the opportunity comes to make the choice, you will feel your way through. You will choose what feels best, and that's the perfect choice. So let's say you make that perfect choice, and then in a short time, suddenly, oh, this doesn't feel so good anymore. So discard, make a new choice. You're not locked in. That false fear holds so many people back from making a choice because, oh, what if it turns out to be wrong? No, in the moment it was right because it felt right. Unless you were lying to yourself, holding back and not choosing what was really the best. Some people do that because they think, oh, I don't deserve the best. I don't want to take the opportunity from somebody else. Never, never, never let that go. That's false. If the angels are offering it to you, it's optimal for you. If it feels good to you, you grab it and go. Go for the gusto, take that brass ring, live it fully until it doesn't feel good, and then you choose something else. So never worry about making the wrong choice.
Okay.
This is learning to trust your intuition. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I don't know what happened or what changed, but all of a sudden I am in the flow, as you say, and I'm trying to stay here because it feels really good.
It's relaxing, trusting, knowing your angels have got you and it's all going to work out. That's what the faith and trust is all about. And it's perfect timing because with all the chaos in the world, you need to be in that energy to sustain you. Because there are days when it's really hard to stay in that energy. You can get really weighed down by all this stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's beautiful that you're there. Take care of you. Stay in that energy.
Thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome. Bye. Okay, Leah, we're going to try you again. Hopefully you're back. Are you there, Leah?
Hello.
Hi. Can you turn your camera
Hi,
on?
Hello, Deborah.
Hi.
Unfortunately, I'm outside, but trying to join. Can I still join or not?
I need to see your face.
Okay. Just can you wait a second?
Sure, I'll come right back to you because I've got somebody else waiting. So get your camera.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me a minute. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, where did that other person go? There you are. Dana, come on up. Are you there, Dana? Are you there, Dana? Can you come up? She must have stepped away. Okay, Leah, I'm going to come back and see if you got your camera working. So Leah, any luck?
Yes, I think I made it. Okay, I need to
start camera. Hit the button that says start camera.
Yep. Okay. It's been a long time.
Okay, so you guys over on YouTube, Leah is the last person because it looks like Dana dropped out unless she comes back. So I'll be over there momentarily.
Can you still hear me?
I hear you.
Why is it impossible to hit the? It looks like it's stuck. The video. I don't know. I'm just trying here.
Do your reboot. I'll pop over to YouTube and start answering questions there. But I'll keep this window open so when I see your face pop up.
Okay. Let's do this. Thank you. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. Let me. Okay.
All right. So hello, YouTube. Finally. Oh my gosh, I can't believe 2 hours already we've been here. So I'm going to come through as quickly as I can and get all you guys. I hope that the marker has gone in to stop taking new questions because otherwise I'll be here the entire day. So Janice, do your guides advise you to move out of your condo because of
here
prices and Okay, hang on mute. I'll be back with you in a minute, Leah. Because of rising prices to move into another place with a roommate. Okay, so for Janice, is it an optimal choice for her to get a place with a roommate to cut costs? Yes, that's feeling like a really good choice. So ideas to find a roommate. What can you share with Janice about finding the optimal roommate? Reach out to your network, Janice. Ask anybody if they know somebody looking. Check the community bulletin boards. That's always a good thing to do. What about an ad, like a classified ad looking for, that could be, that's a little dicier. How about social media? Would social media be an optimal choice? Yeah. Check with your connections on social media, because when you ask for help, somebody will know somebody who will know somebody, and the connections will be made. Now, also, Janice, ask your angels to bring that roommate into your awareness, the optimal roommate. Put that intention out there so that you can get the very best person. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, YouTube, I'm going to pause you. I'm going to pop over to Leah. All right, go ahead and unmute again, Leah. I will bring you up.
Okay, does it work?
I see you. Yeah.
Okay, hello.
Hi. What's your question?
It's been a while. Nice to see you again. My
Likewise.
question, yes. Actually, was out with a girl, so I didn't want to interrupt. But anyway, I have the chance now. So I have I'm in the process of going out of that business in tennis because after 3 years, actually it's not going to work. Financially, it's not going to work for me and my partner. So we decided just to resign from this big idea. Last year, instead of gaining money, we put money into this business. And the guys that are in charge, actually, it's the YMCA Greece. But we expected help from them, but actually they didn't do anything. So because it's still a starting period for a tennis club, we found ourselves putting money into this. Of course, because as a starting business, we had to do this, but we cannot still feed it anymore. Anyway, so I don't know if it's a good idea, but financially, because we cannot make it, because we work all week, we decided to resign. I want to know if the feeling we have and the decision we made is right or not. I feel it's right, but I don't know.
Okay.
And
do you want to ask about the new choice that you're making also?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the new choice?
The new choice is something that is just lighter. Work for a few hours and get paid in another club, but you don't build anything there. You just work for the club as a tennis coach.
So it's a job as opposed to a business.
Yeah. It's just yeah, exactly.
Okay, let me ask that. Yeah. So for Leah, was it an optimal choice to resign from the Y? Yes, because it wasn't working. It wasn't feeling good. It's not a positive direction. What about getting a job and just working it as a job as an employee rather than a business? Would that be an optimal choice? Sure. Yeah. Is there something out there that will come available that she will be a good fit for in the next 3 months? Yes. Okay. So is it highly likely she will find this job in the month of November?
Oh, okay.
Is it possible sooner than November? Possible sooner. Is it highly likely she could get this new job in October? Yes. Don't hold back. Go do it now.
Really?
Yeah, they're encouraging you to take quick action. Now that you have the choice, don't hold back. Go full bore. Go find it.
And this business is gone for good, I guess, or the idea of building a
Let me ask
tennis
that.
club.
So the dream of building the tennis club, is that something that she should release? Yeah, it's done. Move on. Because your focus is now raising your girls. You're a different person than you were when you created that dream.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's a bit sad. But,
well, no, it's not sad. It's opening the door for opportunity for a new dream. When you let that one go, it creates the space for you to create a new dream.
Mm-hmm.
You were stuck.
Yeah, I feel that I was stuck, and putting money instead of getting. So I don't know. It felt like we had to do this, both of us. So that's why I'm asking. But anyway, still, I think that I can get a few jobs, but on my field. But still, I need to know that I have a permanent one for the long term. Is there anything?
They're saying that there's opportunities as soon as October. So get out there.
Right.
Be the little go-getter. Get out there. Put your name in the hat and get on the list so that you can get a job. But they're saying there's opportunities.
Okay. Anything else that they want to share for job, personal life?
Yeah, and then I got to go, Leah, because I'm
okay.
Schedule. Okay. So anything else you want to share with Leah?
Okay.
I'm hearing love you bunches, honey bunny.
What?
So that's your angels sending you silly love to lighten you up. Just go with the flow. Have fun. You need that.
Okay.
For you need that for yourself. They love you bunches, honey bunny. Just take that with all the kisses and the love. Accept it. Go find your job. Get settled.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
So YouTube, hang on. I got one more person here. David, come on up. Just got to unmute.
Hi, Deborah. How are you?
Hi. Great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm not really sure I have a question. I just came to sit in and listen.
Okay.
But now that I'm here,
let's do it quick then, because I haven't even gotten started with YouTube yet, and there's a mile-long list of questions. So what do you want to ask?
This relates to the last meeting that we had.
There we go. Go ahead.
This relates to the last reading. If you would like me to write it and send it to you privately, I can do that if you want.
No, just tell me what it is you want to ask.
You did, you looked at one of my past lives and you had a very strong reaction at the time. I don't know if you remember or not.
I don't, sorry. You'll have to just tell me which one I ask and we'll go from there.
Okay. The past life where I was a priestess in Mexico, and I assumed during a Mayan, you asked about my death. And you had a very strong reaction.
Yeah,
I didn't ask about it at that time.
I think I felt the spear go in.
And so I wanted to ask about that. What was that reaction? What did you see? What did you?
Oh, I just felt it. I felt the spear as you. I was there with you, and I felt it pierce the skin. It was like, oh, it was massive. It was very powerful. And that was about validating for you that particular lifetime, because you had some details about it already.
Well, I had some details. It wasn't Mayan, but it was another lifetime, I guess, where more or less the same thing happened. And my question to you at that time was why I was being drawn or pulled towards Mexico. What was going on with that? And you asked if I had a past life there. And it came out that yes, I did. I was a priestess of some sort. And then you asked, well, you know, did you die there? Did I die there? And that was when you had the reaction. And I was just watching and things were going through my head. but I didn't ask, and you didn't elaborate, what
Yeah,
happened?
there was nothing to elaborate. The reaction was because I physically felt it.
Okay.
So imagine you're doing a reading with somebody and you feel a spear go into your body.
Yeah.
That's kind of a jolt, right? So that was
Yeah.
it was nothing more than, but let's ask this question. So the lifetime as the priestess, was there also another lifetime with the spear story that was, I think you said Greece?
I think it was Greek. It was,
but it was a
something
different,
like
I want to
that.
know if it's a different lifetime. That's what we need to find out. So was it a different lifetime that he also had with a similar death scene? Yeah. So that's why it was important, because there's a repeating pattern there.
Okay.
Two times where you were taken out.
How can I get to the meaning of that repeating pattern? Is that something which I have to resolve?
It's knowing the story. This is what you've experienced. Along the way, you might get flashes filling in some more blanks for you. But the first thing is knowing the story, understanding it. You got the lesson and you cleared. We talked about that. So you've cleared it. Once you cleared it, you don't really have to worry about it. In the future, you might get little flashes that will help you understand it better. But there's really nothing more to know about that, other than just for curiosity's sake. If there were more of a lesson, they would have told us at the time.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Thank you.
You know, sometimes we get those details and then we get really curious. Oh, I want to know more about that. But that's just being curious. It's not helping you in your present life. So if you want to know more about that, people who do past life regression, they can help with that, because they do go into the lives and they get more of those details. And it is more of a curiosity thing.
Then what would help me in this life?
About those stories?
No, about anything.
Oh, so just general guidance.
Yeah, what would help me in this life then?
But not connected to those stories, though.
Not necessarily connected to those stories, but
so just general guidance for you.
Yes.
Okay, so that's your question. We
Yes.
finally got there. Okay, so for David, what guidance do you have for him today? Oh, just slow down and relax, baby. You are stressing about this too much. You're taking it too seriously. It's like, it's information. It's like you're building a puzzle. You're putting pieces into the puzzle. And when you're all done, you're at the end of your life and death. So your whole life is about putting these pieces together to discover the greater perspective of who is David. It's the journey to you, the higher perspective you, the spiritual you. You probably weren't on earlier when we talked about connecting dots and coming into oneness with our soul. There was a lot of stuff we went into that would be useful for you. So if you have time, go back and listen to the beginning.
Okay.
And get those parts. I think that'll fill in some blanks for you. But this journey that we're on is always about becoming more of an expert on ourselves, leaning into and understanding from the soul perspective, the soul schematic, really diving deep, getting that, and then going to a higher level with it.
Okay.
So that's what it's really all about at the core. And then dealing with all the challenges that come up along the way, which are lessons and opportunities.
Okay. I'm there.
Yeah. So those were lessons and opportunities, those past lives. You've gotten that. You're moving on. You don't need to dwell on that. Now, if you still want to go to Mexico and explore and see if there's a connection, yeah, absolutely go. You might get more pieces that come when you're there.
Okay.
You might not. If there's nothing more to get, you won't. So don't be disappointed. Still enjoy the journey.
Okay.
Just, it's being like a little kid on this exciting adventure of life. If you have that attitude, you're golden.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, YouTube, Absolutely Delicious is asking, you started to practice automatic writing. Are you communicating with your guides, or are the words from your own mind? Oh, everybody wonders that. So for absolutely delicious, are they actually getting messages from the angels and guides? Yeah. If it's positive and uplifting, it's your team. If it's ego talking, it's going to be something kind of scornful or criticizing you. That's how you can tell the difference. So before you start the automatic writing, do a little prayer. Invite your angels to join you. Open your Akashic Records if you want to. I always advise that, because then you know the information is coming from a trusted source as opposed to somewhere out there in the ether. And then just allow whatever wants to come through to come. Accept it, be grateful for it, keep practicing, and you will get more and more. It will just keep expanding. But yeah, you're on the right track, so keep going. Diane, any guidance for you to overcome anxiety? So for Diane, what can you share with her to overcome anxiety? I don't know if you meditate, Diane, but they're showing you doing some deep breathing, just relaxing. By developing a meditation practice, I mean, you don't have to do it excessively or for long periods of time, just short periods of time. You are helping your body find a new pathway of that peace and calm. So if you practice it enough, when you've practiced it enough, and that anxiety starts to rise, you can counteract it by shifting gears into that meditative state. Do the deep breathing, feel yourself relaxing. Don't let it get out of hand. As the very moment you feel the anxiety rising, because you are sovereign, you're the authority, stop it. Shift into that breathing and meditation. So you're counterbalancing it. And at some point, it will just stop coming up, because you have retrained your body not to go into that fight or flight mode of anxiety. There are also some lovely homeopathics you can take to help you until you retrain your body. So if that's something you want to know more about, just send me an email and I'll write you about what I've discovered in that regard. But those are two things you can do right away. And it's all under your control. It's totally possible for you to let go of all of that, to not have those issues anymore. A lot of it's mind shifting. It's mind over matter. You make up your mind to no, I'm not going to give in and have these anxiety attacks. They don't serve me. They're not in my soul's best interest. And I am going to take back control of my life. I'm going to deep breathe. I'm going to block it, stay in that place of peace and calm. That will serve you so much better. And it's totally possible. It probably sounds like it's not from where you're at right now, but it is totally possible. Gina, what city, state is best for you and your family to live and thrive? Okay. Well, I don't remember where you're at exactly. It feels like Texas, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to ask which direction, because I don't know what list of states you might be considering. So for Gina, first of all, is it optimal for she and her family to relocate to another state? Yes, if that's what you want. So would the optimal choice be somewhere north of her? No. West? West is a yes. What about east? No. Okay. So west looks like your choice, Gina. Look for something west of you. And if you need more clarification on that, come back. You can do it on the first Monday metaphysical chat, or you can do it next month here with a list of places you're considering, and then we can go through that list and help you narrow it down. But for right now, west. Go west, young lady. Lab fam. You're called to be a healer, but in what way and what modality? Okay, so for Lab fam, is it true that healing is a calling? Yes. Okay, and is there a specific modality that would be optimal to choose? They're saying don't limit yourself to one. Whatever you are drawn to, that's what you should investigate and explore. Of course, lots of people do Reiki, and that's a fast and easy one to do. So if you feel drawn to Reiki, then do that. But you don't have to stop there. You can add several to create your own unique offering to people. This is where, if you're going to be a healer, you want to tune into your intuition and feel your way through this. They're not going to tell you which one to do. They're going to nudge you and guide you. So watch for those signs that are going to be coming your way, because you've now asked. So they're going to start bringing you opportunities and signs, leading you towards something that would be good for you. But really, if you want to heal, you just, any one of them could be very productive for you. A combination could be more productive. So feel your way through, look for the signs. That's all you've got to do. And it may take a little while, but that's okay. That's your path. You follow that path and you can absolutely do that. Hey, Roxy, you are welcome. Is poetry what you're supposed to get out into the world, and does it make any difference to anybody? So for Roxy, does she have a calling to share her poetry with the world? Yeah, you're feeling it, so flow with it. And will it make an impact on the world? That's what she wants to know. Yes, absolutely. It's your love and your intention, Roxy. It's when you write it, put your whole soul, your energy, your intention into it. Ask your angels to help you amp that up so that when you do share it, that it has more of a meaning and a connection with people. You can do that. You have that authority and ability. So do that. If it brings you joy, then absolutely it's the right answer for you. So do more of it. So I don't know if you already are sharing it, but if you're not, start sharing it and don't judge yourself, because you know, it won't be everybody's cup of tea. What you're doing is putting it out there so that it will connect with those people who are a match for it. So love, intention, and action. That's what you need right now. Hey, c'est la vie. Are you making a wise decision and the correct moves to distance physically and emotionally from the birth family and parents at this phase in your life? And husband. Okay, so for c'est la vie, is this an optimal choice to separate from the birth family, the husband, the family, to create boundaries, separate herself? Is that enough? Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Healthy boundaries for you right now, c'est la vie, are so important. And I'm seeing you building walls, big, tall walls, because it's feeling like, you know, they're going to try and climb over those walls. So you need to make them high. Right now, it's all about protecting you and doing what's best for you. Don't worry about them. That's not your issue. Your issue is taking care of you, getting strong so that you can walk your path, whether that's with them or not. You know, maybe at some point in the future, your paths will cross again, but there is no obligation. Just because you were born in that family doesn't mean that you are required or need in any way to obligate yourself to them. If that doesn't serve your soul, don't do it. The highest commitment that we owe to ourselves is to be true to who we are and our soul journey. If others help us, great, they can come along. If they hinder us, no, sweep them away. Let them go. No guilt. Guilt's a waste of time. None of that. Set yourself free, and do you do what's best for your soul? That is always your best choice. And the husband of 30 years, is it optimal? I think that was a yes, but I just want to be sure for you. Yeah. Doesn't matter that it was 30 years. You know, some relationships are for a season or a few seasons, and then they have an ending, and then we move on. So if you're feeling that it's good for you, and I'm getting a yes, then yeah, absolutely. You take care of you first. So Lucy, what is your highest and best career path? So for Lucy, is there an optimal career path that you can show her right now? It's not about the career, Lucy. It's about you moving towards what feeds your soul. So out of the options that you have that you're considering, do any of those excite you and light you up? Because your guides are not going to tell you, go be a doctor, go be a lawyer, or any of that stuff. It's not about that label. It's about you being the highest and best version of yourself as a soul, and what you do that feeds your soul and then helps others. So if you haven't figured out what that is yet, you've got to experiment. You've got to try a few things and find the one that fits that picture for you that feeds your soul. And sometimes that can take a lifetime. I can help you get there faster with a soul introduction, but one of the readings that I do, because based upon your soul schematic, we can see that, oh, these certain areas are a really good fit for you. But even then, even then, they're not going to tell you, oh, pursue this career, because that is making you a puppet. It's always about you making the choice. Sometimes you have to go through a few until you find the one that really fits. So for right now, look around out of all the choices, which one feels the best. Go explore that for a while. You'll find out pretty quickly whether it's a good match or not. You keep doing that, testing, experimenting until you find the best fit for you. So the best career for you is the one that feels best for your soul, is in alignment, sorry, I'm getting tired here, with your soul journey. That's always the best and highest choice. So I hope that helps. Hey, Susan. The optimum time to begin offering classes. Okay, so for Susan, the optimum time to start with classes, would that be in 2023? Yeah, okay. So would that be in November? No, December. Okay, first part of December? No. Oh, so I'm seeing like you're going to do some kind of holiday special offering, Susan. So you start advertising it and then actually starting to offer the classes in January. Yeah. So it's get your marketing out there in the end of December so you can tie in with all the, the holiday hullabaloo, and then be ready to launch. Go forward in January. Really, really positive energy there. So awesome, and good luck with that. Hey, Becky, you're Reiki level 2. You're doing an Akashic record reading course. Do your guides see either of those as a career path? And if so, which is optimal? So for Becky, optimal choice for her moving forward as a career, is it more Reiki? Yes. What about Akashic Records? Yes. You're feeling led to both of them, Becky, so honor that. You'll combine them. They won't be separate. I mean, you can do them separate, but why would you? Bring them together. The more skills that you are led to learn, you're just going to add to your toolbox, which takes whatever offering that you have to a higher level. You've got a greater perspective because you're adding in the other tools. And that's true for everybody. So you don't separate and segment them, because you're not going to put that side of yourself off to the side and not use it. You're always combining it. So yeah, they're all beautiful. As long as they feed your soul, you feel good about it, full steam ahead. It's beautiful. Hey, Brittany, any advice from your guides and angels? Recently we talked about ascending, sometimes getting sick or something hurts. And so so you're talking about ascension symptoms, Brittany. Let me just get a sip here because I'm getting real dry. So for Brittany, is she presently experiencing ascension symptoms? Yes. Yeah. And so they can manifest, Brittany, as flu-like symptoms, fatigue, needing lots of extra sleep. That's a biggie that happens. Sometimes muscle cramps, just weird things that pop up that's not normal for you. And you always want to check to be sure it's not an actual fourth dimensional physical symptom. We want to be responsible that way. Once you rule that out, then it's probably ascension symptoms. So what you do, connect with your angels. Ask for more guidance, help them, help you to get pointed in the right direction. Take quick action. As soon as you start taking fast action in the new direction that your soul's wanting to go, you'll get out of those ascension symptoms faster. So do yourself a favor, look around for those opportunities, take that action, get to that better feeling place faster. But they're like growing pains. There's no way of getting them gone permanently. They're going to come back when you have a big up leveling. But the good news is it means you're having a big up leveling. So flow with it, be in a state of gratitude, and just move through as quickly as you can. So for Brittany, is there anything you want to share with her? Yeah, flow, baby, flow. Don't go into resistance, even when you feel that discomfort. Just flow with it. Look around for things that you can do to calm the symptoms down. Like, the muscle cramps, you can maybe do electrolytes, do massage, whatever, to help it get better and get through it faster. So it's self-care is really important as you're going through that. And just keep moving forward. Don't let that stop you. That's the best thing that you can do right now. Hey, Susanna. Messages for you The twinkling in your right ear and the random dizziness, is it spiritual or physical? So for Susanna, the twinkling in the right ear and dizziness, is that a fourth dimensional physical symptom? Yes. So would it be optimal for her to see a doctor? Yeah, get that checked out. Might be something simple. You know, it could be those crystals shifting in your ear that could cause that. Sometimes that happens for people, and there are techniques you can use about that. So an ENT would be an optimal choice for her. Yeah, so go see an ENT. Get some answers about what's going on there. And then anything else you want to share with Susanna? Yeah, don't hesitate. Get out there, take care, do your self-care now. So you get the answers, you feel more comfortable, and you can get right back on track on your spiritual journey. Those things are just momentary distractions, so you just want to deal with them. That's the sole responsible thing to do. Daniel, you're thinking about children. Does Metatron have a protection prayer for the children? Interesting. Okay, so Daniel would like to know, Metatron, do you have a protection prayer for the children? Sure, absolutely. You can just create one, Daniel, is what he's saying, or go into meditation and let him deliver one to you. He's not going to do it right now. But yeah, there are, if you choose to have them, or you can simply ask the angels to protect the children. Don't overcomplicate it. You know, sometimes we humans really trip ourselves up thinking it's got to be this big, fancy, wordy thing with all these metaphysical terms, and somehow that makes a difference. And no, it really doesn't. It's all energy and intention. It can be as simple as saying, I, Daniel, ask you, Metatron, to protect these children. Done. That's all you got to do. And the thing about that, when you're praying, when you're asking for help, you don't have to ask over and over and over. In fact, when you do that, you're demonstrating that you don't really believe that you've got the power to ask for it. And you've got to like keep begging and beseeching. No, that's nagging. Who wants to nag the angels? Ask them once. Then, instead of asking again, thank them for doing it. So flip it a little bit from that old way of keep praying and praying and praying for something. Pray once, ask once. And after that, be in a state of gratitude for what they have and will do. If you're asking for something different, that's different, of course. But that's how we make it more powerful rather than disempowering, by continuing to ask for the same thing over and over. Hope that makes sense. Hi, Susie. Glad to have you here. Hi, Amanda. Message for you. So for Amanda, what do you want to share today? I'm hearing that song. Might be the OJs. Burn, baby, burn. It's a real upbeat song. Maybe 70s, 80s, somewhere in that time frame. That's what I'm hearing. So what is that about? It's more uplifting energy for you, Amanda, more activity. It's like you've been hesitating about something, and light the fire already and get moving on it, because you know, when you hesitate, you hem and haw, and you second guess yourself, you are getting stuck in the mud and you're just making a trench. You're not moving forward, which shuts down all the energy and manifestations. Life gets harder when you do that. So whatever that action is that you've been mulling and mulling and mulling, take action already. Move forward. Stop procrastinating. That will make a huge change. So light the fire. Get moving. That's what they want you to know. Hi, Richard. Susie, messages for the coming week. Will you finally get the important news that is the key to moving forward with the next phase of your life? So for Susie, is that news that she's been looking forward for to move forward? Is that coming in this next week? Maybe, but not definite. So by the end of the month, is it highly? Yeah, by the end of the month, you're going to get it, but it might not be this next week. So just be patient. Put it out there. You've asked for it, and now just be in a state of gratitude that it's coming, and that will help it to come faster. That's the thing. When you step into gratitude, you affirm that you know it's coming, you're grateful that it's coming, and you shift your energy into that state of believing that it's coming, you can cause it to come faster. So that's a really powerful technique we can all use to speed things up. So use that to your benefit. Hi, Sherry. Good morning, now afternoon, Debbie. You'll be in and out. Okay, awesome. Sheila, who spoke your name last week at 3 a.m. and why a first? Oh, it's a first that it happened. Gotcha. Okay. So for Sheila, the person, the being who spoke at 3 a.m. for the first time, can you tell us who that was? What was that about? It was an angel. Okay. Is that one of her inner circle angels? Yeah. So that's one of the angels that's with you your entire life, in that inner circle that's always right there, just an elbow away from you, always on call, just letting you know that they are there. So is there anything else you want to tell us about that particular angel? Would you like to identify yourself? I'm hearing Angelica, so that's kind of a, play on words, a little inside joke, because, they don't like to identify themselves because that's an egoic thing. They work as a collective. So even though this one calling themselves now Angelica came forward and spoke to you, it's on behalf of all of them. It's not just the one. They're all working for you. So if you want to call on them by name, it's okay, but they don't care. So just know that. You can call one, you can call many. And it was an opening. It was an introduction. And now call on them more often. Also, if you don't want them to wake you up at 3 a.m., you could ask them to only do this during your waking hours. You could even give them a time frame. They'll honor it, which is really a lovely thing to do. Because who wants to be woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning to have a conversation with an angel? I certainly don't. So they don't do that to me because I've asked them not to. We can have conversations any other time when I'm awake. You can do the same. So open the dialogue, Sheila, invite them in throughout the day, maybe. Just check in and say, hey, you there? How you doing? Anything you want to share with me? Keep doing that. Invite them in more often. You'll get more connection with them. You'll get more messages. And then after you've asked them, just take a couple of deep breaths, listen, see what you feel or hear. Maybe something will pop into your head. As long as it's something positive and uplifting, it's from them. Take it, do what you will with it. But yeah, it's an opening for you. So go with it and have a really good time. Thank you for the love and light, Sylvia. Appreciate that. Sherry, any more information on the man that's coming into your life? A few weeks ago, we talked about that. Okay. And thank you, Divine Source and Angels. Yeah. So for Sherry, is there presently a man on the way? Okay. Yeah, still is. And is this an optimal long-term relationship? Yes. So is there any more you can tell her about it? Time frame, maybe? Is it 2023? Yeah, before the end of the year. Okay. So in December sometime. November sometime. Ooh, it's going to be a month of gratitude for you, Sherry, sometime in November. So first half of November? First half of November. Okay. And is this somebody she has already met? You've already met this person. So be open to that. Somebody that you've met, just in kind of a casual crossing paths kind of thing, is suddenly going to become more prominent. But don't go into that energy of checking out every man who's crossed your path recently, because that's a resistant energy and it will push them away. Just be in a state of gratitude. Oh, I'm so happy and excited about this new person coming into my life, and I welcome them in. And then just be in an attitude of meeting new people on a casual, friendly basis, because that puts no pressure, right? You don't want to be in that state of anxiousness, putting pressure on a relationship that hasn't even really started yet. So you just want to be open and accepting, allowing it to flow to you. So have more fun. Whatever you can do in November to be in that lighthearted, fun space, that will facilitate the relationship. So do that as much as you can. Hey, Cynthura, job opportunities. Do you need to give up your apartment? You don't know where to go and you can't afford anything else. unless you get a job. So for Synthora, what about the job? She needs a job now. Is there a job in the near future available for Synthora? Yes, there is. It's feeling like you're not opening your options up. You're looking at like tunnel vision toward a quote perfect job. It doesn't have to be the perfect job. It needs to be a job right now. You need a job. So open the scope up a little more. Some things that maybe you rejected and didn't think were right for you for whatever reason, go back and reconsider them. Just plaster your resume everywhere right now. You can't be picky when you're in that state of need, Synthora. So get anything for right now. You can work on the perfect job later, just anything right now. So sometimes that holds people back, and because they think, oh, I've got to wait for that right, perfect spiritual job. No, you don't. You got to put food on the table and have a roof over your head. That's the first priority. Take care of that, where you can be in a space where you can breathe. And then you can look for a better, more optimal position in the future. But right now, just get something. That's the important thing to know. Don't go into panic. Know that there is something there for you. They're saying there is something there that you can get. You just haven't considered it, or you've already rejected it. But when you're in that state of need, you can't be so picky. So get something that'll let you relax. And then you can reconnoiter, recenter, and focus on the next step. One step at a time, but don't panic, okay? Your angels have got you. There are opportunities. You've just got to take the action and take them now. Hey, Randy, energy healing, is that on your path? So for Randy, energy healing, is that an optimal choice for him? Absolutely. If you feel led to do it, go explore it. Have a ball with it. Remember, everything you do, you want to bring fun into it, because that fun energy shifts you into a place of more empowerment, greater vision. Always put the fun into it. Good morning, good afternoon, Nova Theory. Richard, messages from your angels or guides, awareness of things evolving in the future. So for Richard, guidance, things evolving in the future. What do you want to share with him? Don't sweat the small stuff, Richard. Stay in the flow. Keep moving forward as you feel led. Don't hold back. Don't hesitate. Don't second guess. Don't procrastinate. Get all that stuff off the table. Because, you know, as we were talking earlier with a couple of people, holding on to that stuff is cluttering your space, which doesn't allow that new, fresh energy to come in, bringing you new opportunities. You've got to take the action so that your angels can act on your behalf. Got to clear the space for them. So get some space as soon as possible where you can breathe. You can expand your energy and allow yourself then to expand into those new, beautiful opportunities, which you'll be able to see once you've made space for them to come in. So that's important right now, making some space, knowing that they're coming, being in a state of gratitude for what is coming, and then taking action when you see the opportunity. Nova Theory, you really want a pet? Should you get a dog or a snake? And if a dog, what kind and when? They don't care, Nova Theory. It's your choice what kind of pets you get. But I'll ask if there's an optimal choice. So Nova Theory, would it be an optimal choice to get a dog now? Sure. If you want one, get one. What about a snake? Again, same thing. If you want one, get one, but don't mix them together. Might not be such a good mix. So would it be an optimal choice to get both, a snake and a dog? No. Okay. So is there one that's better than the other? Snake is better? Okay. Maybe you have less time to take care of a pet, so a snake is easier. But yeah, if you feel led to do that. But they don't really care. That's up to you. What brings you joy? What would fit into your life and not bring upheaval? So whatever you choose, it needs to fit into that category. They're not going to tell you what breed of dog is best for you. You need to go out and do the research. What kind of dogs do you like? What kind of snakes do you like? Pick the one that fits your life situation. And I'm feeling like if you get a snake, be sure you get a small one, because you need something that's easy for you to take care of, that's not going to disrupt your life. So a snake feels better right now because there's just less care involved in that. And maybe you don't have as much time to devote to a dog as it could take. So consider all those things, but it's always up to you to make that choice. We don't want to abdicate our free choice to the angels. First of all, they're not going to let you do that anyway. They're not going to tell you what to do. But by doing that, we're disempowering ourselves. We are not making our own empowered choices about who we are, what we are, where we want to go. Take control of your life, because this is more than just about a pet. This is a bigger thing for you. So it's always about you feeling your way into the situation, what feels best to you, and go do that. So let us know. We'll talk to you about that next time. Jennifer, a specific modality that you should focus on. So for Jennifer, is there a specific, again, Jennifer, it's what feels best to you. They don't care. Any of them are right for you if they feed your soul. Because what happens, let's say you've got 3 modalities that you're deciding between, and one of them really lights you up. Well, guess what? The one that lights you up is always the best choice, but the reason for that is that you're going to bring in more energy, more intention, more power and ability into that than you would the other choices that don't light you up. That's why you want to choose the one that lights you up. It's just a more optimal space where you can bring more of what you have to offer to the world, and more opportunities will come to you as a result. So it's always pick the best choice for you, the one that feels the best, that lights you up. And if you can't tell which one, then you flip a coin, go do one, see how it feels for a while. And if after a while you decide, you know, that was okay, but not so much anymore, then don't stay there. That's disempowering yourself. The moment you figure out that, okay, it was interesting, but not for me, shift to the new choice. ASAP, don't stay there. Got to keep moving, tick, tick, tick along, because time and everything is speeding up right now. So as souls, it's incumbent upon us to get with the program. Stop procrastinating, dilly-dallying, playing games with ourselves, all those mind games that we play. Get rid of all that, clear the decks. Go to your solar plexus. What feels best? Great, now I know what it is, bang, go do it. Next, and keep doing that. That will serve you. You'll get greater vision. You will start to feel the empowered authority in your life, and you'll be more confident about your choices. So you never need to come to somebody like me and ask those questions. You know what feels best to you, but we're helping you to understand that so that you can do that and then rely upon yourself. So I hope that helps. So Nova Theory guidance for the rest of the year. Okay, so what do you want to share with Nova Theory for the rest of the year? Action, baby, action. Just keep moving forward. Do something. Because if you do it and it doesn't work out, then you discard. Now you know that wasn't the right choice. Because here's the thing. A big part of what we're doing is we're sifting and sorting. We're trying things to find out if they're the right match. And if they're not, discard. Now you know, not the right choice. Move on. You're free of that. So it's like you've got this cluttered apartment. You got all these choices. Pick one up, feel it, smell it, touch it, do whatever you do with it. Is it the right one to hold on to? Does it serve me? If not, get it out of there ASAP. If it does, great. If you're not sure, put it aside. You're sorting right now. You're learning what you want and what you don't want. Knowing what you don't want is as important as knowing what you do want. So that's what life is all about. You're discarding, you're taking things in. Keep doing that. Keep that sorting process going. Keep it going, though. Don't stall. Don't stall in that procrastination place. You either want it or you don't. And let go of that lie you tell yourself about, oh, if I throw it away, I'm going to need it tomorrow. Too bad. If you need it, you'll find a way to get it again. Let it go if you're not using it today. That's going to free you up. The energy is going to now have room to come in, help lift you above the fray so that you get a better perspective about what's out there and what serves you. Action, action, action for all of us, because this fast energy is calling for fast action. We got to get on board with that or we're going to get run over by it. So I hope that makes sense. Sister of Six, hey, glad to see you. Hi, Marby. Lita, you saw 2 crows walking on your front yard. One flew away. One was cawing and being chased by a squirrel. That's so funny. What is the message and meaning? So for letting. Was there a message from the crows? Sure there was. Okay. And what was this whole thing with the crow being chased by the? Oh, okay. So if you dilly-dally and you hang around, you're going to attract predators who are going to come after you and make life uncomfortable, Letty. So don't do that. Go, if you're in a place of joy, great, stay there, enjoy it, soak it up. But if you're in that place of indecision, you got to get out of there, because that energy of indecision attracts negative things into your life, like the squirrel chasing the crow. So crows are always messengers. They always bring things into your life. What is it that's you're needing that you don't have? That's what they're asking you to look at. Question yourself, figure out what that is, then go get it, whatever it is. Don't wait. Again, that fast action thing is happening. Also, the seasons are changing. So again, don't dilly-dally. Get your butt moving into whatever it is that you need. So the one squirrel was hanging out, noticed that there was a predator coming, the squirrel, and got out of dodge. The other squirrel, or the other crow rather, was probably in a state of not paying attention, and then allowed the squirrel to come after it. So it's you not being in a state of fear, being in a state of awareness. What's around you? What are the opportunities your angels are bringing to you? So this is being more present in the moment for you, Letty. You see the thing, you make a decision. Is it a good thing? Do you want to allow it to be there? Do you need to get away from it? Do you need to get rid of it? What is that thing about? Then you move on. Don't stay connected with that thing unless it's something that feeds your soul. It's a big sorting process that's going on for all of us, but particularly for you right now. So that's what the message was for. And just know, Letty, it wasn't just for you. You came, you brought that question so that other people could hear that answer, because the sorting thing is happening for all of us right now. They're really hitting the drum about this. Get busy with it now. Don't dilly-dally. It's like the squirrels gathering the nuts for the winter, because it's coming fast and hard. Prepare yourself. Don't dilly-dally. That's huge right now. Even if you're living down under where you're getting spring now instead of the winter that's approaching, your seasons are changing. Things are shifting fast, shifting sands. You've got to get busy and get those sea legs under you so that you don't get knocked down. So important right now. Hi, Mimi. Any messages for you? So for Mimi, what do you want to share with Mimi today? Well, I'm hearing that song, Love Lift Me Up, Where I Belong, Where the Eagles Soar. You know that song? To the mountaintop. So it's lifting you up. Whatever it is you're dealing with, it's holding you in a dark, depressing place. It's an illusion. Let it go. Tell yourself a new story, because you're ready to fly with the eagles. That's waiting for you. But you can't get there when you got that muck weighing you down. So whatever you have to do, call your angels to help you. Get rid of it. Swipe away the negative thoughts. Bring in the positive thoughts. Really tune into those angels. They will fly you up out of that muck to the eagles so that you can soar with them. That's waiting for you, but you've got to take the action to get there. And don't hesitate to ask for more and more help to get you out. Don't wait. Do it fast. Libra's path. You're considering a move. Is it a good idea? So for Libra's path, is a move right now an optimal choice? Yes. Yeah. And is it optimal that she move quickly, like in 2023? Yeah. So whatever you're feeling, lean into that. Go do it. Don't hesitate. That reason or that feeling is there for a reason. So honor it, take the action, and then watch what happens as you shift into this new place, new opportunities. Because there's so much of that right now flying at us, all these new opportunities. We've just got to get ourselves ready to receive and then take the action. Okay, hang on. I need a drink. Okay, we're making progress here. Mystic. Messages for you. So for Mystic, what do you want to share today? I'm hearing this song, Oh Wandering One. Look that up. I can't remember who it's by or what it's about. It's an old song. I don't know if it's a hymn, but it's very old. Feels very ancient too. It's got an ancient feel to it. So what is that about for Mystic? Wandering. Are you encouraging them to get out, to travel? Okay, so if you haven't been doing any traveling, get out and travel. There's something out there for you that you're not going to get if you stay at home and safe. It's getting out, taking a few more chances, because your soul is calling you to get out, to get on that path, move forward. So do some action on moving forward, and then come back next month and let us know how that's going for you. Nightingale, a message from your guides. Do they use specific signs and symbols that are known to you? Yeah, they do. They all do. Sure. Whatever it is you're thinking about, you're right. So you're questioning yourself, you're second guessing, but you felt it. That's how it feels when they connect with you. So honor it, take action upon it. If you need more information, ask for more information. They'll explain it to you. They'll either connect you with it or it will just come in as a download, but just be ready for that. So what do you want to share with Nightingale today? Today's the day for songs, because now I'm hearing a hymn, and it's "Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home." I don't know if you know that hymn or not, but it's an old one. So what is that about? Yeah, your angels are wanting to lead you. So that's an invitation. Take their hand. They are leading you home, not as in crossing over home specifically. Of course, that will happen eventually, but you've got a big journey in the meantime. So don't dilly-dally, waiting. Take their hands and get moving already, because they've got adventures for you. There's so much waiting, and you came with this big purpose. You're not fully fulfilling it right now. Ask them to help you move into it. Take that action. Always, again, feeling in your solar plexus, what is the best thing? What lights me up? And go do more of that. So this is kind of beating the drum with that today, isn't it? A lot of people are getting that message because we all need to hear it. More action. And me too, for everybody. I'm not an exception. Susan, trying equals closed, allowing equals open. Yeah, absolutely. It's just allowing is effortless. We just flow with it. And, when you're trying, you're really in resistance, even though you wouldn't necessarily think of it like that. But trying is like, I don't trust it's really going to happen, so I'm trying. You either do or you don't. Listen to Yoda on that one, right? Just get out there and do it if it attracts you. And if not, then do something else until you find that thing that feeds your soul. That's the drumbeat. Feed your soul, baby. Find what feeds your soul. Joe Rose, any messages from your guides? What do you want to share with Joe Rose? Seeing a dark curtain drawn, Joe. So what's that about? Like blocking out the light of the day. Is she hiding? Is that yeah, it feels like you're hiding from the world. So is that about fear? Fear of being seen? Your life is not going to change until you let that go, take a chance, and open the dark curtain, let the light in. You got to let the light in so your angels can help you. You've got to make this space. So whatever that thing you're afraid of is, you've got to face that demon down. They're saying face the demon, not literally. It's a metaphor. You've got to face that fear down and then see that it's an illusion, because fear is always an illusion. It's never true. They're lies that we tell ourselves. They're egoic. They're old patterns that need to be released. And it's there for you to finally learn that lesson, to let it go so you can step out into the light and be seen. And I feel you, Joe, because I spent probably almost 40 years trying to be invisible. Because, we have our damage from past lives and we have the damage in this life. And being invisible is the way that we protect ourselves, but it doesn't serve our soul. You are not living the purpose you came here to live when you're trying to be invisible or hiding. Come out into the light. Let your angels help you step by step. They've got your hands. They're guiding you. You are safe. You are loved. You're protected. But you have to ask for that help, and then you have to allow it. Take the action. So come out into the light. That's the message for you. You are so welcome, Ashika. I'm glad it's helping. Hey, Artistic World, glad you could join us. You're welcome, Joe. Eastby, you're welcome. Any ideas for the direction for a new home? So for Eastby, direction for a new home. Is it optimal to find a new home? Yes. So a direction north of where she is now? North is good. What about south? What about east? East is good. North and east. Okay. What about west? So are you saying northeast is good? Or is it both north and east? Northeast. Okay. So for you, northeast, look in that direction and see what you find. There's something there for you. Now, you've been blacklisted by your daughter for believing that God is more. Will that change? Well, just don't talk to her about it. She's not open to hearing it, so don't talk to her. Talk to people who are open about hearing it. That's the first thing. You can still have a great relationship. You can still love and respect one another, but she's just not there. And that's okay. She's on a different path. She'll get there eventually, or not, maybe in another lifetime. But don't let that be the thing that breaks you up. You just don't talk about it. So is it highly likely this attitude of her daughters will change anytime soon? No, she's got her feet dug in right now. So that's why you just want to back off about that. You have your full spiritual life. Don't let her interfere with that. You share that with people who are open to hearing it, just not her, but still have the relationship. She will see how your life is changing, and then she has the choice to get curious, to ask about it, or maybe to do a little testing in her own life. That's the best way you can help her. You live your life fully. Don't let her hold you back. She will see that, and then she will make a decision what she does about it. Over time, she may shift. When she sees how it's working out for you, how you have more joy, more abundance, life is just smoother and easier for you. Any thinking person is going to say, wow, I want some of what she's got, and get curious about it. So that's how you can have a positive impact on her without damaging the relationship. So I hope that helps. Oh, thank you, Richard, for the end questions here. Because oh my gosh, we are so far into this. All right, let's just see if there's any follow-ups. Oh yeah, Debbie, you've been here working, so we're definitely getting your question in. A message for you and Dan. And you want to thank the guides for the inspiration with the magic glass. Yeah, I love that. So you guys who don't know what she's talking about, in the 21-day meditation group on Facebook, that's from the book, The Path to Hearing, Angels and Guides, that's on Amazon. So that's a 21-day meditation challenge. We have this private Facebook group that the link is in the book if you get the book. In that group, Debbie has been sharing this glass that she has and how these patterns keep emerging with messages in that glass. It's like she's reading tea leaves, but it's patterns in a glass, which is really interesting. So that's what she's talking about. So if you want to be part of that and get in on the magic that's happening every day, get the book, The Path to Hearing, Angels and Guides, do the challenge, join us in the Facebook group, and be a part of the fun and the magic, because it's happening every day. So for Debbie and Dan, what do you want to share today? Oh, I'm seeing you guys scurrying to get ahead of the weather, Debbie, because it's shifting fast. Yeah, so take good care of you. You don't have to feel rushed. So I'm feeling this conflux. Like on the one hand, you're feeling really pressured. Got to move fast, got to move fast. But when you do that, you're in the wrong energy. And that actually shortens the time you have. So instead, remember your mantra. I have all the time that I need to do what I need to do. The universe expands to accommodate me. Stay in that energy and it will expand to accommodate you. It's amazing. That's another magical thing that happens. So you want to be in that energy, but you do want to be about that business getting ready, because winter is coming. You know, if you watch Game of Thrones, that was kind of an ominous thing that kept happening, and some huge shift was happening. So winter is coming in the respect that yeah, there's some stuff coming that's going to be rough for us this winter. So you do want to do your diligence, be prepared, and get all cozy and, snuggled into your nest for the winter with all the things that you need to do. Not to worry, because you've made your preparations, but just being prepared. And maybe even a little extra over prepared would be good. So anything else for Debbie and Dan? I don't know why, Debbie, but I'm again hearing mama's little baby like love shortening, shortening. So is that a message from the same source as before? And so that's a young lady sending love to mommy. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you needed that today, Debbie, but that's feeling very strong. So I hope that helps. Anything else for Dan? Anything you want to share? Just big hugs. He's such a hard worker. They are just patting him on the head and saying, Dan, you can slow down a little bit. Don't give yourself a heart attack overworking. So are you saying he's got some health issues? He needs to watch his health, Debbie. Not to make you worry. No, not at all. They are just saying, hey, a little self-care, Dan. Don't push yourself so hard. More flow would be really good. Oh, and knowing the soul connects after reincarnation makes sense. Yeah. It's kind of one of those weird things that you wouldn't think would be true, but that's what they tell me all the time. And it's like one time I was marveling about how amazing Metatron is, all the stuff that he's doing for all the people. And he's like, I'm a multitasker. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. And of course, we are part of that. So we are multitaskers too at the soul level. We have no idea all the things that our soul is involved in and doing while we are here in this present space. But in this present space is where we have the most ability and consciousness to work right now. And that's the important thing to focus on. So it's just balancing the two. But yeah, it's a really cool thing to know. You are so right, Susan. Adelina is a bright light. And that background was just so perfect for today too. Hey, Lisa. Journey to Self. Yeah, I'm past taking new questions now. So come back next month. Come earlier if you can. Come on to the Zoom. And if you're not on my mailing list getting my Zoom link, then why not? Because then I can actually see you and we can have a deeper conversation. So to get on my mailing list, you go to akashaunleashed.com/VIP or just go to debralupien.com. It's right on the front page. But you want to be on my mailing list so that you get the Zoom link, because that's a more full-bodied experience. Hey, Christine, you slept through the alarm. Oh, gosh, sorry. And yeah, I'm past taking new questions. Say, Lavi, not from your husband of 30 years. Oh, you and your husband are distancing. Okay. Okay, I misunderstood. So that's great. But definitely, and I saw so vividly those walls. And you first put up the walls, but then they were scrambling over them. So you've got to really put in solid boundaries. That was an important part of the message. Build the walls higher, as high as you need to. And know the angels will help you with that. Get your husband to help you with that. But it's the two of you, since you're saying he's in that, as a team, putting up those protective boundaries. Don't let them in. You don't have to let them in. You owe them nothing. You owe everything to you. You take care of you. That's the most important thing. You're so welcome, Susan. Glad you could be here. Thank you for the super chat, Amanda. I appreciate that. Jurgita. Yeah, sorry, I can't take new messages now, but come back next month earlier. We started this thing 3 hours ago, and I am not in the future going to do this for 3 hours, you guys. So this is a warning. I have to take care of myself, and I've got to get it back down to 2 hours. It was supposed to be 90 minutes, and we've expanded it double now. So it's got to get under control. So it'll shift in some way to accommodate us so that we can still do the good work that we do, but it does have to change. So come earlier to get your questions answered, and I will do my very best. So I'm just skipping through all the new questions, you guys. Save them and bring them back next month. Letty, you're so welcome. Oh, I didn't even see the autocorrection on the name, so don't sweat it. It's no problem. I don't take that personally. Just don't call me Debbie. That I take personally, okay? You've been procrastinating and you're stopping now. Awesome. You keep doing that one step at a time, one piece at a time. You know, that mountain that's there that's blocking you, one rock at a time, you move and relocate. And soon that mountain is gone and you've cleared the space for more wonderful, marvelous things to come into your life. Super, super. Keep doing that. Yeah. Okay. So Amanda, was baby burn related to love or career? Let's ask that because that's a follow-up. Follow-ups are okay. So for Amanda, the baby burn, was that about career? No. So love. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting a big yes on that. It's about love. So however that interprets for you. And I would, look up the lyrics, look up who sang it, the story behind the song to see if you find a clue. And keep looking until you find the clue, because songs are always very purposeful. There's a reason they bring them up. And then we've got to play detective and figure out what that reason is. And if you can't figure it out, then just ask them to give you more clues, because they will. Lisa, you've only listened without asking a question. You got more information pertaining to you than you could have imagined. Sometimes better to listen than talk. That is so often true, because so many different questions come through, and the angels are so amazing at multitasking that they can take something that was for that one person and expand it in a way so that it helps multiple people. And that's why I encourage all of you, if you didn't hear this whole thing, go back and listen to it, because you will get so much more out of it. It's really, truly amazing how they multi-layer these messages to meet such a wide berth of needs. That's just part of the magic that the angels bring. Espy, you don't want to talk to her about it. The problem is she won't talk to you, and she won't let the grandkids talk to you. Yeah, so just don't talk about it. Talk to her about other things. And just keep it light. Don't press her. Give her space until she's ready to come back. She might have felt like you were proselytizing to her, because, sometimes we get really enthusiastic about something, and it can feel like we're trying to press our ideas on somebody. Being a teacher, that's something I struggle with, because, somebody starts asking me, and I know all this stuff because I've researched it and I've gotten downloads, and I want to share it all. I want to throw it all out there for you. But you know what I've learned? That turns a lot of people off. You have to be very discerning and just give them bite-sized pieces until they ask for more. Wait till they ask and then give them more. That's a hard lesson to learn, but it's one really worth learning. So just give her space, send her love, give her space. It'll be okay. Hugs right back, Debbie. Thank you. You are so welcome, Mystic. Okay, that is the end, you guys. So let's just do a quick little thank you prayer and send you all off onto your weekend to have an amazing time. Special thank you to my team, because there has been this raging storm going on. I can see it out the window. Trees are blowing like crazy. And the signal stayed up the entire time. That's a miracle in itself, because on this mountain, we lose power. That's just not an abnormal thing when the wind is blowing like that. So, wow. Thank you, team, for that. So take a deep breath. Join me for just a moment in thanking your team, all of our teams. What a marvelous gathering this was. The energy was so potent. Could you just taste it? It was so amazing and wonderful. Take that energy, let it go with you out into your day, into your week, carry it through, share it with the world in whatever way you feel led, because light workers, we need to do more of that right now. We need to spread that positive infection as quickly as we can without proselytizing. Spread the love, spread the light. Let the people come into your circle and feel loved and totally accepted the way your angels and creator love and accept you. That will bring more of them in, curious to understand how they can get what you've got, because it will just look so delicious to them. They'll want some. Let's make that happen as fast as possible so that we can get rid of the hate, the war, the bigotry, the corruption. We need to wipe that out of the earth so we can shift into Earthtopia, because we're all tired, honestly and truly. We are. It's a lot to take in. So every day when you get up and you're hit with all of that news, do your best to shield yourself from that. Take in just a little bit so you know what's going on, but don't let it overwhelm you and knock you down, because that's what the dark side is trying to do right now. Like bowling balls, they're trying to mow us down, get us out of the way so they can have their way and they can take over the earth. But that battle's already won. We've won it. We just have to catch up to that timeline. So now is the really trying time for all of us as light workers to really stand firm on those sea legs, to get through it in faith and trust, knowing even when that wind is blowing and we can't see because we've got to squint because of the sand blowing in our eyes, we just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, moving forward in faith and trust, knowing we're going in the right direction. We're making a difference. We are going to win. We are going to get to Earthtopia together, and not that far off either. Metatron is teasing 2028. It really could be that soon, but it's going to take all of us working together to make that happen. Let's get out of this stuff faster. Bring the love and the light to the planet so that everybody can have it. Every soul is entitled to love, to light, to a roof over their head, to food to eat, to the opportunity to worship in the way they choose to worship. For all of us, that's our birthright. So let's take it, let's live it, and share it with the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our teams for being here, to all of you for being here. So until next time, much love, much light. Bye. Okay, hang on. Now I got to find the place to actually end this thing.